Hello, 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 good morning, and welcome. You are on the mountain with Rick and Ben, and it is time for Dragon Memories. But first, coffee is brewing. In the meanwhile, I got ice cream. How you doing, Ben?
Yeah, doing all right.
Good to hear, good to hear, good to hear. How y'all doing out there in Twitchland or YouTubeville, wherever you may be joining us from? Holla in the chat. And while we are chatting, I'm going to go ahead and start running through my faucets. I'm going to power up this hive. And we are going to talk about the beginning. So, we are starting with basically the first book of 10 levels, whatever. We're not going to call it a book, but for right now, call it a book. The first book of 10 chapters is going to be basically the tutorial. So you'll only ever really have to play through it once, although you will be able to play for it to collect the loot from it if you so desire. You can basically just move on to number 2. So what is going to be the first combat in there while they're on the rolling hillsides? Because that's where it's taking place. Something that would have survived the breaking, like just some kind of animal. Because, like, the breaking didn't actually wipe out all life. The destroyers, annihilators, whatever those guys, they were looking for sentient life. So they didn't find any because all that was there was the baby saurians. The eggs.
Mm-hmm.
But we're not on the right side for that because that happened on Makala. Because that's where Six's skeleton is.
Yeah.
So, like, what can we honestly use that makes sense? That's a good introduction just to the combat mechanics.
Well, speaking from science here, creatures that tend to survive coming here is basically a mass extinction event, right?
What do you mean by them coming here?
The things that were what was going on. So the dragons guardianshiped and changed the world to prevent this problem, right?
They actually so they guardianship themselves to the planet to protect it and the life that was there from the annihilators. They did not actually intend to shape the planet. Their hatred for each other caused that to happen because they could not, like, actually comfortably join sides with each other. They could not have borders.
Okay.
And that is why, like, on the actual globe, as it were, like, I've been reinforcing these edges so much and building them out is because, like, they're actually, like, continuously, the sides are shrinking, kind of. Not quickly, especially not, but quickly geologically speaking. You know? Does that make sense? Like, the dragons are kind of, losing their hold.
The dragons losing their hold would actually cause the mountains to shrink, as the weight of the mountain itself starts crushing it into a pancake.
Yeah.
Science speaking, you actually see that on Mars. The largest mountains of Mars are because there's little to no like volcanic activity or tectonic activity like we have on Earth. The weight of the mountain is actually the primary force that rips the mountain to pieces.
I'm thinking of it more as like the sides kind of battling each other for territory, almost acting like the tectonic plates and just pushing the land out consistently.
Yeah, I can see that happening with them being, as long as they have a strong grip. But how long is their grip going to stay strong? I mean,
That's the thing is I think that they're starting to like they're waking up because they're petering out. Like we're actually venturing into unknown territory with the grand future of where Dragon Memories has actually taken us. And I kind of like it. So if they're starting to wake up and they're starting to lose their grip, then there is, the potential storyline of, okay, we got to stop that from happening, and how do we go about that? And there's also the potential storyline of, okay, well, let that happen. Let the planet go back to how it should be, and, damn the consequences. Because
I think
there will be consequences.
Unless you can convince the dragons that I don't think you can. The dragons held on for a long ass time, but I don't think you could. You can actually stop it from not going back to a regular world. I think the best you could probably do is cushion the impact of it going back to a regular world.
Yeah. Okay. Good point. So you can't actually stop it. There's the school of thought of delaying it as long as possible, and then there's a school of thought of just the longer we wait, the worse it's going to be. So just let's make it happen now, and I don't think either side is sure of how to go about that, anyways. And really, for the most part, it's a wait and see type of thing. What's good, Techie? Welcome. How are you doing today, my friend? But yeah, I've been working on a lot of that, and been working on a lot of the storyline that we're following. But yeah, that first combat encounter is a frickin' doozy, and I can't come up with a good answer for it. And it's an annoying problem to have because it's literally it's not 111, it's 112, but.
So, but going back, it's still basically an extinction event. The world has reshaped itself, even though the dragons didn't want it to.
Yeah.
The world has reshaped itself, and while life has not been completely wiped out on the world, it's very badly damaged.
Yo, what's good, Kevin? Yeah, life would definitely be very badly damaged, although where we are starting the rolling hills, I imagine that actually would have been kind of rolling hills already. So while it's definitely going to be undergoing significant climatological change, because it's, was on the surface of a globe and is now, upper atmosphere / out of the atmosphere, there's going to be a lot of changes happening, obviously, but we are talking about moments after, so it would be anything that lived there beforehand that could have withstood and we also have not actually decided how long the breaking took. I'm picturing it being pretty freaking quick. I mean, like the entire world being torn asunder along these seams, and anything that's right there is probably dying in the tumult, and a lot of stuff is going to be dying in the immediate and not so immediate aftermath. But I guess we're
okay. But it's okay. So it is an extinction event, effectively. So
actually, yeah, the rolling hills don't need to have been there at all. It could just be like ripples from the event. Actually, I think I do like that better.
Hmm.
And this is why I bring up like all of the geological shit with you, because you make me think.
So do you want a real world animal, or like do you want a real world creature that existed or does exist that would probably survive something like that, or do you want something fantasy wise to fit that role?
Yes to both, either. Or we can also okay, one of the, I think I shared it with you, the series I've been following on the world building, the bald-headed guy. My name is Matthew, at least that's what they want you to believe, or something like that. That guy has also been like doing complete new life forms and everything like that. And there's some really interesting ideas in there that I think that we should play with. So we can, like, I'm not opposed to completely brand new species, anything like that. We have not really imagined the world of Galil pre-breaking. And so I'm not opposed to the idea of kind of building that with its own life forms and then seeing what would have survived the extinction.
Okay.
Techie, my only problem with Imperial Knight, because I do love this card, although my regular is still better than my gold foil, unfortunately, because my regular has heal. But I main Wraith, so the Void Armor is really not so good for me. Like, that's the only problem with this card, is his best part is kind of negated by my best summoner. By the way, if you happen to be looking for 3 BCX of each Possibilis and Immortalis and 1 BCX of Lily, I am willing to trade them for a gold foil Wraith. Putting the word out there. They're roughly even now. Honestly, I would prefer to actually sell them for, value in DEC and then use the DEC to buy it, because I end up slightly ahead. But you want to trade your Billy for Astral. I don't have an Astral, or I would do that. Alright, so, important things. Galil, not Splinterlands. Not Pretoria. What are your thoughts on that, Ben?
I have a thought for I have a thought, but I'm kind of collecting information things to put onto a Google Docs so you can see it.
Okay, beautiful. I love that answer. He has figured out how we work.
But change account over to Dragon Memories. Go to the main docs. Blank. Can I post pictures in here? Yes, I can. Okay. I'm going to be typing for a while. I'm probably going to be a bit silent, so everything's on you.
Alrighty, sounds like a plan. For anyone who is on Leo threads, go to my profile, and hopefully you'll see what I just commented on. Y'all can get some free Leo. As y'all see there, long awaited, much requested, tomorrow, one day only, 12 and a half hours from now, we will have Louis, creator of Pixel Mini, off-the-cuff interview. Fantastic, can't fucking wait.
Legit.
Tune in live, Twitch or YouTube, 12:45. If you can't make it, watch the VOD. Sure to be an awesome discussion. If we want to take a look at Pixel Minis, I will pull some up here in just a moment. But first, coffee. By the way, now that it is officially June, happy Pride Month. Love is love. Don't care. People want to get upset about it. I think it's just fucking stupid. Alright. 400 million DEC burned in the first 24 hours of this event. Actually, 420 million burned. That's nice. Total DEC supply is now under 5 billion. Like, that's a pretty strong opening. That's a very strong opening. And yes, there is a gold foil kitty in Splinterlands TV chat. So I don't actually expect much of a fucking audience this month at all. Another reason the giveaways are not my favorite thing on Splinterlands TV.
How much is the gold foil kitty worth?
Let me go look that up right now because it is a good question. The answer, of course, is a fucking lot. But Kitty. $3,000.
Oh, hey.
Yeah. Yeah, that's, I mean...
That's
yeah, I mean...
That's...
So how's the weather up there in the Great White North, sir?
Apparently there was a tornado today, so...
Oh, fun!
Yeah, that's it.
We've been having rain over here.
Are you in the U.S.?
That's good. You fucking need it.
Colorado.
Oh,
I live there. Ben is from where I stayed up in Colorado for about, 10, 12 years, something like that. And it was in drought the entire fucking time I was there. We never once got enough precipitation, and yet we're still selling fucking water to California.
They still say we're in a drought. I mean, the thing about this area is that we're technically, I believe, habitat-wise, we are what's called a high desert. So we're high in elevation. We get a little more water than you'd expect from a desert, but we're still technically a desert.
Okay.
Yeah, but even for that distinction, we've been in a drought. Like,
I would debate. I would debate that, but I don't have the numbers in front of me. The thing is, the counties around here get extra funding if they say they're in a drought, and so we will never not be in a drought.
Gotcha. It's always a drought, no matter what. Pay us. Gotcha.
Yep.
Droughts are awesome.
I will say, the reservation out in Arizona, it's looking a lot greener this year than I remember at the past couple. So maybe we're getting a little more rain than we normally do, because I don't recall it being that green.
Well, I guess that's a good thing then.
Well, they've also had multiple roads flooding because their soil can't take that type of water. But
Yeah. I mean, now that you mention it, I do remember, being caught out in the rainstorm with a suddenly impassable wash.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, that happened to us one time, right?
I'm not entirely certain we got I know we couldn't do a delivery because a rainstorm hit and the wash had some pretty good running water that we were supposed to go over to get to their house, and we said no. I think that happened.
That's right. It was with Clint. Clint and I got stuck because we had completed the delivery. On the way back, it had started raining, and we hit an impassable wash. That was a bitch. I think that was out going down towards Sweetwater, if I remember correctly. So we had to, kind of connect knowledge of various residences out there to come out the other side.
I mean, that makes sense. Because Sweetwater has some roads that go all the way from Red Mesa over to Rock Point.
Exactly.
And just kind of cut across that way.
Yeah, and yeah, we ended up coming out by Red Mesa instead of going back home the other way. So it was fucking annoying. And I bet we're going to have those kind of washes a lot on Camadora, huh? Like, it's going to be a lot like the res out there. Well, part of it at least.
Yeah, not particularly. Because mostly because your rivers and creeks really aren't ever going to move.
Okay, that makes sense.
And so, as far as traveling across Camadora, it wouldn't really be particularly hard to bridge across things. And once you build the bridge, it's not really going to ever need to move. As where washes, they switch paths sometimes depending on soil collapses.
Yeah, because it's all sand,
that.
And so everything's eroding and constantly shifting, and so the path of the water is constantly shifting.
Rivers do that normally too, but just because the way that the slope that your rivers are going to be going down, they're going to be far more static than rivers here on Earth.
True. I do picture that there's still going to be, shifting and whatnot as the sides are clashing and those mountains are being formed, like there is shifting going on. But yeah, I think they're still going to be a lot more stable than rivers here on Earth.
Yeah, they're going to move. They're just not going to move as much as like the Mississippi used to actually weave a hell of a lot more than it does now.
Yeah, which is actually causing problems because now, at the tail end, it's actually moving a lot faster than it used to.
Mm-hmm.
Which is therefore increasing the amount that it is cutting out and causing it to move even faster. So, yeah, compounding problems all over the place.
Yep.
Kind of like Galil.
I think they've been putting retaining walls in the river to slow the water down over the years.
So what kind of problems like that are we going to be facing at this point, like right after the breaking? Like as like we're basically exploring right after the extinction level event. What should we be going through first, and maybe we actually save combat for a little bit later? First one is just going to be moving around, exploring the controls, noticing that the sun is extremely fucking bright, and kind of learning a little bit about Kamidora and what the heck is actually, going on, and where you are, what you're starting from.
Are you thinking that be your tutorial?
Say what, Kevin? You got to speak up or get closer to your mic.
Are you thinking of having that be your tutorial?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, like the first few levels is basically going to be the tutorial, and so once you've done it once, you'll be able to skip it, or you can still go through it and collect everything that's in there.
Daily, your only daily run. What is it? 17-hour day?
1640, but yeah. But I mean, either you can, because like you still get X amount of energy, right? It's every 3 minutes, but that rate gets adjusted based on NFTs and stuff.
Are you gonna have a token? I forget.
Energy was not a token, no.
But are you gonna have a token?
A few, yes.
But okay. But one thing is, I mean, if you ever are missing a sink for tokens, a drain, buying energy could be an emergency sink. Just FYI.
True, and that like the only thing about energy that is like 100% ironclad constant is that every room that you move through is 1 energy. You start off at 3 energy per second, but when you buy your introductory package, there are 2 10% speed ups for your energy, and so they will allow you to get your energy boost started, so you can get energy faster and faster. It will always take 1 per room, but then once you've cleared a floor of 10 rooms, then you can skip that and use fewer energy and just skip it entirely to progress further on. But you're still going to be limited in how far you can go by how much you can actually clear. And so sometimes you'll have the extra energy. You might want to play through those first 10 levels just to burn off that energy and get some extra loot. Most of the time, once you've gone through it, you're going to just skip it and get into the dungeon.
Right. Will that energy apply to the tutorial? That same energy burn?
Yes.
Okay. But every player will have enough energy at the baseline to complete this exploring event tutorial thingamajig?
Oh, absolutely. You're going to start out with 30 energy, and you get 1 every 5 minutes. Sorry, every 3 minutes, and then adjust from there. So you've got plenty of energy throughout the day to clear more than half of the dungeon.
Okay.
And by the time you're getting down that deep, you will have earned enough points on the earlier stuff that you don't actually have to clear it all the way through and spend an energy per room because you can clear the floor for X amount of energy and save some.
And you're building 100 floors?
Yes.
I think.
Yeah.
Thank you.
10, 10, 10. 10 groups of 10 groups of 10.
Yeah, okay. But the exploring cataclysmic event is also a series of dungeons, just not dungeons, right?
Say again?
The world catastrophic ending event thingamajig is also a series of dungeons, correct?
No, that is what started all of this. Everything is starting from after that. You're trying to figure out, because you're learning basically why the world broke. You're learning about the Elder Dragons, and
I'm using the term dungeon in the gaming sense, like.
Yeah, it's not actually a dungeon, but yeah, it's a dungeon crawl. You got a dungeon which is 10, basically 10 floors of 10 levels of 10 rooms.
Like the tutorial. Okay, that makes perfect. Okay. Yeah.
And so level 111 is the tutorial. Level 112 is the combat tutorial. Or maybe we push the combat tutorial to like 117 and spend more time developing environmental hazards for 112, 3, 4, something like that. I mean, how much catastrophe in the fallout are we looking at if like we're coming into the world? Say the dragons completed the ceremony and this shift took, we'll say that the world was cube shaped within an hour.
Okay.
And then that is where
you'd have a lot of death, and not many living things would survive that. I mean, magic fixes everything, but I mean, science speaking, the heat from reshaping a planet that quickly, you'd boil basically everything on the planet. You there?
Yeah, I'm thinking.
Mm-hmm. I mean, this is magical reshaping. It doesn't have to work by science rules.
But you're right, though. Like that catastrophic. Like it's so. How quickly can we reasonably even just have life at all? How quickly can it also?
We're talking, well, geologic time is kind of ridiculous as far as, like, things go. A lot of animals and plants and whatnot, they can bounce back pretty quickly after a disaster.
From a scientific point of view, if you're talking physics, even if a cube-shaped planet did for some reason come into existence, gravity would immediately turn it back into not immediately, but really
okay. This is conversation number 1 shit, Kevin. You think we haven't covered that? That is the entire reason why the Elder Dragons exist, because we had to figure out a way to make this planet a cube.
Why do you need it to be a fucking cube?
Because I want it to be a fucking cube. That is the entire conceit of the planet, and everything else is built around that.
I did not know there was a cube. Okay.
Like that is really what it comes down to, is like when I say I started the changes from the ground up, I'm specifically referring to the fact that it's a cube. So starting from there, making things as scientifically accurate as possible and trying to hand wave as little as possible because magic.
So
there is
yes. Yes, but a lot of it is overruled by the dragon's power keeping the thing a cube.
Exactly, and the planet itself is fighting against it, and that is why we have continuously growing mountain ranges at the borders because the dragons are fighting against each other and the planet and pushing the material of the planet out, and then it's kind of falling over. And yeah, it's intense. It's not a pleasant place to be because there are a lot of different fucking things going on.
So there's a couple of so yeah, we want to use science wherever possible, but if as a failsafe, if we can't come up with a better ways because magic isn't a failsafe, but we want to use science if possible. And there's one thing Rick many years ago when he was still living up here said about it being a cube, and like Galil is a world that the original creator of that world abandoned and basically tossed aside. And so it was sort of one of the reasons I think he said it was supposed to be a cube was it's like a die that a god cast out and forgot, rolling through the eternity.
Indeed.
Am I-
It also seems some of you you're really high.
Am I remembering the conversation correctly, Rick?
Well, Kevin, you may or may not be correct. I'm gonna say the likelihood is also high. And Ben, that actually does sound familiar and sounds like a better idea for why it's a cube than the whole Elder Dragon thing. But I was also probably high when we had that conversation, and thus I did not remember it. And we're kind of committed to the Elder Dragons now, and I do honestly love it. Mr. Sleepy asked, what is Colorado? Colorado is the greatest place on Earth, sir. And actually, it's Colorado, but, only if you're pretentious.
Beautiful weather, legal weed, and mass shootings, right? Basically.
Honestly, if you're looking for mass shootings, you're better off in Texas. Like that, the Colorado was the host of the first one that really got national attention, unless of course you count the one that was committed by the National Guard in the '60s.
Ooh, burn in Ohio.
If you're just after regular shootings, just go south. New Mexico has plenty for you.
There you go.
Yeah.
Let's throw shade on all of Colorado's neighbors. Who's next?
I mean, you don't even need to throw shade on Utah. Like,
Let's say
they do that themselves and all of their wives. Come on, give us some more, man.
I'm actually perfectly okay with Arizona. Arizona's fine. A lot of my family lives there, so.
Yeah, honestly, I'm starting to hate Arizona less as the Cardinals have become my favorite bird and therefore my favorite team. And, well, not actually my favorite team, but I'm liking both the St. Louis and the Arizona more and more. You're not going to replace my Lions, but, I'm with you now. You saw the Cardinals when you were here, right?
No.
We have 2 mated pairs that frequent our yard. We have a blue jay that has come around occasionally. We have a bunch of other birds. Lately, unfortunately, I've been seeing a falcon. We have probably a dozen, maybe 2 dozen crows that come around all the time, and like 5 different species of butterfly that we see at least 3-4 times a week.
We have moths and like a bat, I think.
My garden is the fucking shit, man. Not just mine, obviously, but my garden's the fucking shit. Your mom's is a lot more productive. But
Yeah.
mine is a lot more attractive. And I don't mean that it's pretty. I mean that it brings a lot of shit to my yard that's pretty. Although it's pretty as well. And it actually, like, the garden exists on Galil. I have not figured out exactly where we're putting it, but I have been working on the storyline behind it, and we do know a little bit about its sole resident, or not sole resident. We know a little bit about Leonard. We don't know anything about Leonard's wife yet. Excuse me.
The reason you lip.
You got to speak into the mic, my friend.
The mic start next to me.
What's the main rationale for making this a web?
What's the main rationale for making
The mic?
the game?
Is this a scam? Can I earn money?
What was it?
One sec.
What is the main rationale for building the game? To share this world.
Okay, now you can probably hear me better, right?
Yeah.
Sorry about that. I was talking into the wrong mic. What's the rationale for making it a Web 3 game?
Because Web 3 is where I am.
Okay. Because, you know, I talk about the Charlie from Tourist Station, and it's like, this sounds like such a great concept in terms of depth and in terms of lore, but it sounds so goddamn complicated in comparison to most Web 3 games. So I just...
I lost you at I just. All right, I think I might have lost you indefinitely. I hear clicking.
That clicking might have been me. I was adjusting my volume.
Can you hear me? 1 2 1 2 checkity check.
I hear you.
I have no idea what's going on. No, I was just talking like, have you ever thought of making it a Web 2.5 game?
What exactly is Web 2.5, sir?
You can play it either by buying it or by buying the NFTs. And if you buy it and then decide you want to get a wallet after, your in-game assets are stored in a proprietary game wallet and minted for you. I only ask because this doesn't seem like the type of game. It's not that it can't be, but at the baseline, it seems like a kind of game that would have appeal in the Web 2 space amongst people who play fantasy. So, in terms of like the iterated growth cycle of Web 3, this is not like a criticism. It's more like a suggestion of an opportunity.
No, I understand, but go ahead.
I would argue that there's a rationale for onboarding people through both pathways, and then allowing them to switch to Web 3 if they want to. Now, that's primarily a coding thing, but I'm saying it on the basis of story and game mechanics as I hear more about them. Because, take Tourist Station. It's also a very complex game. I mean, every single NPC has an AI-generated dynamic emotional state, which interacts with the dynamic emotional state of all the other NPCs. And that's not necessarily attractive to the average Web3 user. But so basically, they're using this dualistic onboarding process that, for some reason, I think would work well with your game. But then the tokens are what come and complicate things.
I don't see. I don't really understand how that whole on and off thing could work. I'm open to learning more about it because it sounds intriguing, but it's something I can't really wrap my mind around. How, like, particularly when, like, for what I'm planning, like, something as fundamental as your race being a PFP,
Mm-hmm.
procedurally generated NFT, how would I do that
How
without
okay, so
it being on the Web3, and then like have it be the same thing?
it's stored on the chain for the non-Web3 user, but they never have to log into the chain. When they log into the game, you just pull the Atomic Asset API.
Okay, so they just pay the $10, buy the game, and then
Yeah, basically, you create a situation in which they're playing a blockchain game without realizing it.
okay,
And then if they ever want to get on the blockchain side of things,
because then I can be like, you want to be able to trade equipment
yeah. I mean,
or buy and
translations are
sell
gonna be-
assets.
Yeah.
You have them all on the chain. Here's your wallet. Go.
Well, they'd probably have to pay for their wallet, but yeah. I just think you're artificially limiting your user base.
I know. I really like that idea. Follow-up question.
Mm-hmm.
Is there a way to get kickback rewards for referring people and creating their wallets?
Good question that you ask. I can tell you that I believe the answer to be no, but that Peter Potts from Pixtalgia, after winning the Wax Creators whatever thing that he won, much deserved, they gave him a bunch of like coupons of sorts that he could use, like redemption codes that people could use to get wallets
Cool.
to kind of grow adoption. Yeah. I'm sorry. I think I took you guys off your track a little bit.
Oh no, this is good discussion though. I mean, it's definitely something to think about. I think it's more of a tomorrow conversation, so we'll definitely go more in depth.
No, yes. Is Mike?
Yeah, I don't mind it because I don't do the blockchain stuff. I don't really know much about the blockchain stuff.
And
never
that's why
been
you
interested
should join
in the
us sometime
blockchain
on a
stuff.
Thursday night, because that's when we're discussing that type of shit. That and the actual like game mechanics and whatnot.
Well, then it's exactly for a user like you that I'm suggesting this, because some users, like with your demographic, are actually like skeptical of the blockchain.
Yeah, like a lot of our mutual friends, like will not touch. I know, I 100% guarantee that they would fucking love Splinterlands. They will not touch it with a 10-foot pole.
And they have a good reason to a certain extent.
I mean, you're not wrong.
I'm just starting to grow anti-token, honestly. Oh.
All right, so I've gotten two examples for like survivors for the extinction event.
Hit me.
These are based off of our world's one of our world's extinction events.
Okay, which one?
The worst extinction event our planet ever had. It was called the Great Dying, where 90% of the world's of the population of animals and plant life disappeared.
Yeah, that sounds pretty great. I was actually that was mentioned in one of the YouTube videos. I was kind of background noising a couple of days ago. So
How do I save this? Does it auto-save? It might
yeah,
auto-save.
it's been saving the entire time, like every single keystroke.
Okay, so Google Docs.
Yep. Just go up to the top right corner, the share button, copy the link, and drop it in the chat for me.
Share. Anyone with link. Copy link. Click there. Open chat. Doop. In roundtable voice chat or in one of the others?
Yeah, voice chat's good. Thank you, sir.
So there's 2 examples here, one of which is a survivor of the Great Dying, one of which is not, but is one I like.
All right, so we're using both of them to be there. Pseudo lizard that acts like a monkey crossed with a raccoon. Other survivor is a small burrower that scavenges anything around. One of these were survivors in the worst extinction in...
I didn't finish typing.
Okay. Where did you get these pictures? I fucking love it. Alright, so I think this guy is going to be probably our first combat encounter. And he looks like he's honestly kind of pissed off and confused and wondering what the fuck is going on because it's the end of the fucking world. And so it makes sense that he would be attacking... You know,
one minor problem with that with this one, and we can probably fix that in the world by just making him bigger. This guy was about the size of a prairie dog.
Honestly, the best thought I was having was honestly prairie dog. So I don't mind it. It's something that, like, seriously, it's not scary. It doesn't need to be scary. It's literally just about learning the mechanics of combat. So, you know, maybe it's a pack of them, maybe it's 3 or 4, and you know they're pissed off, they're worried, they're gonna attack you. They're not really a threat.
Mm-hmm.
I'm perfectly fine with that. I think that actually is a good intro. Kevin, what do you think about that?
For a tutorial mon, maybe.
It's better than rabbits.
I would agree, I think.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'd almost have to see it sketched out, but I think I concur with that being a good idea.
Mm-hmm. We could make it sort of like a swarm of rats in D&D, just like a colony of them that attack you.
I don't think we want to go with swarm-like mechanics. I think, you know, individual creatures is best. But yeah, a bunch of them, each of which being no threat at all. Just basically a whole bunch of target practice and, you know, figure out the mechanics. You're not going to die in this encounter, but, you know, but skill shots are part of the game. So, target practice. Make them fast.
But you can get an achievement by dying in the tutorial.
Yes. Yes. They will not be able to kill you. But there will be a boss to the tutorial. It's not going to be hard, but it will be there.
Yeah, I was just I was making joke. I don't think we're gonna have achievements, are we?
Oh yes. Oh yes.
NFT games can have achievements.
Yeah, I'm pretty fucking sure that's something that can be done, right?
Yeah. Most of them are tied to buying stuff.
Okay.
There will be achievements based on NFTs that you own, and there will be NFTs that you get based on your achievements. I would like to have that being a concept.
There's just something about NFT gaming. NFT gaming is great. Sorry, about tokenized.
Mm-hmm. Where are we gonna put the first one?
Let me go back up. I mean, that's probably going to be Cremil. It certainly looks like he is, you know, Forest, right?
Well, yeah, he's that creature is called Suminia, and it was basically a it lived in the Precambrian, and it's a synapsid, so it's not really a mammal, not really a lizard, kind of between the two.
Gotcha.
But it's one of the earliest examples we have of a... It had opposable thumbs. It is the earliest animal fossil we have found that shows evidence of having an opposable thumb.
Yeah, okay, gotcha.
Which implies it's it's a climber. It's an arboreal climber. But fossils that old are hard.
That's what she said.
One would hope. The Viagra of the fossil world.
Boom! Water well complete.
I do like these two artworks for these things because they don't look like a lot of artworks of synapsids. They just look like proto-dinosaurs.
You look like a proto-dinosaur.
I like these artworks of synapsids because they don't look like dinosaurs. Like, let me pull a different synapsid artwork to show you what I mean. Okay, I posted one. If you told me that was a dinosaur, I think it looked a little weird, but I'd believe you.
Yeah, it definitely looks a little weird, but it's pretty dinosaur-ish. You're telling me it's not?
Mm-hmm. No, it's a synapsid.
You're a synapsid.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Evolutionarily speaking, technically you're right.
It's a dinosaur, but it's not a dinosaur?
It's technically being a synapsid, it's technically it's an early mammal. Because eventually the synapsids after the Great Dying led into mammals.
But but also like reptiles or something split off of them as well, right? Like that's our earliest common ancestor with something, right?
With birds.
Is it birds, reptiles? I know it's something like that.
Kind of, yeah. The synapsid line, I think the way it goes is like you have amphibians, and then off of amphibians you have lizard line, and then off of lizard line you have synapsids and the rest of lizard line, and then off of synapsids you have bird and mammal line.
Ah, see, there it
bird
is.
and rest of synapsid. And so, yeah. But yeah, they're not actually dinosaurs. They're basically early mammals because after the Great Dying, the small synapsids basically became mammals. And then dinosaurs took over and blah, blah, blah.
So also...
Look who's on top now.
So it's one step down from our last common ancestor with dinosaurs.
Yeah, kind of.
It is the divergent path.
It's, yeah, I think it's more complicated than that because, you know, animal genealogies, as far as, like, that stuff goes, is kind of complicated and changes as new discoveries are found. But, that's a pretty good simplification of it.
That's what I do. Break shit down Barney style.
Mm-hmm. Anyways, I like these artworks better.
Going back. Oh, you could have left that one in there. We still could have used him too. That's an ugly motherfucker. But no, I really like a pack of these guys. Like maybe 8 of them. That'll just, pretty much do nothing. They'll do 1 damage on a critical hit. And yeah, then basically we're going to be dealing mostly with the fallout of everything fucking changing. So, I mean, maybe we can actually bring them in, like, moment 1. Like, that's where it's starting, is as shit is fucking hitting the fan.
Okay.
And basically the only reason why they actually survive that is because they're protected by tutorial armor. And they're kind of being whisked around watching all of the destruction like they happen to be married to Dwayne Johnson in 2012. Or San Andreas.
I kind of imagine it as each of the dragons that Guardian shipped, like, chose a little area of land to be like a sanctuary that they protected as the world reshaped, so that the sides don't start completely from nothing.
Okay, makes sense. And that would actually kind of be like the areas in the middle, because that's where they would have been, right? Because they spread themselves equidistant around the planet.
Mm-hmm. I doubt the sanctuaries necessarily would be in the middle, because the middle of each side is pretty much always an ocean of some kind.
Yeah, but they would not have known that because they didn't intend for the planet to become a cube. They didn't think that was going to happen. That happened because of their enmity. But
yeah, that's true.
And so actually, no, maybe so maybe it doesn't happen immediately.
Stretch it all, if we stretch it by, say it happens over the course of a couple hundred years, or maybe a couple thousand years, given the time frames you're looking at.
Yeah, I like that better, I think. I think that it does make a lot more sense, because especially with them being, like I was just saying, warring against each other and the sides constantly pushing, like, so that's effectively how it happens. They're kind of just start where they are and still constantly fighting against each other for territory.
Mm-hmm. And putting it over like a couple thousand years allows animals can fairly easily move pretty good distances in that amount of time, and fast growing plants can as well. So you'd still have like nature around. Wouldn't be barren. The world wouldn't be a completely barren waste.
Yeah.
It probably wouldn't be a great place as the crust rearranges itself, but
especially like at the outsides, like it until it becomes an ocean, that interior is going to be the best place to be.
Mm-hmm. And then it'll start flooding.
And as it starts flooding, you better keep moving it back, because it's just gonna get worse and worse and worse. And the funny thing is, I think that it's actually gonna end up with like that ocean in the middle is actually going to be kind of like a hill, because it is actually flat.
a lot of it is perspective. Again, looking at it from like a distant view, it would look like a bubble.
Yeah,
little
that's what I'm
water
saying. Like
droplet on a
it's
flat table.
yeah, and that
But
is what like
that's how it would look like from like a spacecraft view looking at it. Actually, on its beach, it wouldn't probably look like that.
But I think if you're a couple miles away heading towards the middle, you're going to see the water rising above the surface of the planet, right? I mean, I have to imagine that's how that would actually look.
Yeah, probably, since this isn't a curved surface.
That when it actually occurred to me that that's how that would work, like it blew my mind. And I mean, obviously, it is going to erode the surface, and it's going to be actually deep as well. But like, just by the method of how that water is accruing, like it's actually going to be above the surface.
Mm-hmm.
And kind of curved.
When you're up close to it, you probably wouldn't notice.
No, it'd
Like,
be
when you're
small
on the
enough.
But if you're at like
an
the
inclination.
corner looking across to the side, yeah, you'd probably notice that the water is kind of a bubble.
Hmm.
All right.
Oh, why did I close my notepad? I knew I was not done with it. Where is my cursor? There it is. Coffee. Coffee, coffee, coffee. Kevin, you've been quiet for a while. What you thinking about?
I'm digesting. I like your idea. I'm just having so much trouble wrapping my head around, like, because I keep like thinking scientifically about it.
Again, like, you have to accept the conceit that we're starting with a cubed planet. Obviously, that is scientifically impossible. We have a reason for it that does fall under because magic. But then from there, we try and apply science as much as possible.
Right, but the thing is that it's scientifically possible for a brief period of time. That's what makes it so interesting.
Mm-hmm. You'd be surprised at what's technically possible. Like, I watched this video on orbits, and by all technical accounts, a donut-shaped planet with a moon that orbits around and goes through the hole of the donut, that is technically feasible as far as planetary orbits go.
Yeah.
It's freaking nuts.
For a day and a half.
Technically feasible. What's that?
For a day and a half.
No, because gravity will round the shape out. It doesn't matter if it has a core or not. If it has enough density in the material, depending on what the planet was made out of, from a physics point of view.
Yeah, but like you'd think that a moon couldn't circle the planet by going through the donut hole.
Oh, in that sense, okay.
In a figure 8 pattern. That's technically possible via like orbital mechanics of planets' motions.
Well, it's just because of the dynamics of flow.
Yeah, it's kind of nuts.
Yeah. I mean, it's not surprising. It's just nuts.
Yeah.
It's like perfectly logical, unlike the square planet, the cubic planet. Sorry.
Say again?
Perfectly logical. Though. So yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I understand that starting from day one, you're from rip. You're like, wait a minute, Cube planet bullshit. Okay, yes, understand. Work with me. There's an explanation for that, and then from there on, we try and make everything as realistic as possible.
I actually like the cube planet.
So-
right? It's cool as shit. I love it.
Little bit of a tangent here. Rick, go back to the synapsid pictures.
All right. Yep. Skulls
see the
down
new one?
below. Synapsid skull, diarcid skull, our temporal fenestra.
Diapsids are dinosaurs.
Okay. Yeah, that's
So,
pretty freaking close. Only difference being
synapsid.
that extra hole there, which that was
Yeah, synapsid has-
for jaw muscles to attach to give additional bite force, right?
Yeah, it's something with the jaw and muscle attachments. Synapsids have 2 holes, diapsids have 3. If you look at it, the human skull, that doesn't include the jawbone, we have 2 holes. That's really one of the only indications that of where our skeletal ancestry comes from.
Yeah,
The
I can see
synapsid
it
side
though.
of things. Mm-hmm.
I think I've seen this top part before. That's how I knew the jaw muscles part. I think we do end up paying attention to a lot of the same shit, which is cool.
Yeah.
Because then we bring it up to each other and remember it better.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, when you said we only have 2 holes, that was.
Did you clip it?
No,
Why did you not clip it?
I'm on the floor.
Oh,
It's
you
on
and
YouTube.
your damn
It's on
floor.
YouTube. Someone can clip it later.
So let me ask you guys this. Sorry to interrupt. I just had another question about scientific dynamics. Does evolution, as we know it, the Darwinian sense, function in this world, like based on natural selection?
Yes, but I'm not
To a
100%
degree.
like that's something that we haven't really gone into per se.
Okay.
But I mean, I am not like saying
Hey,
that
Rick.
it's not there.
How much history do we have from breaking to modern day? How many years is that?
350,000. So over that time, yes, there is evolution. We actually, like, the only hard and fast example of evolution that I have currently, though, is we made hobgoblins and bugbears are actually evolutions from goblins.
Okay.
That's why they're all goblinoids. They're not at all related to the Fae. And basically, I took their entire racial backstory from D&D and threw it all out. I did that with a lot of races.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, I did that with
350
every race. Expect completely different origin stories for everything and throw out everything that you know. Although, like, the behavior of the races is more or less going to be mostly the same.
That's really interesting. Because,
300 and-
no, go ahead. Dude.
350,000 years is not a lot of time for evolution. Yeah, things will evolve, but a lot of things will look relatively similar to what they were, just with relatively minor changes. The bugbears and hobgoblins for goblins makes sense, because getting bigger or longer limbs or whatnot, that's relatively minor change. They still look like the way they do.
And that also could have been, enhanced through, selectivity or something along those lines. I mean, we are talking about a sentient species here, so that could absolutely have been manipulated from within or without.
Yep.
So,
Well, we have someone who just joined us. Say hi, Slade.
Oh, Slade. The kitty cat. Hi, Slade.
hey, Slade, Rogue Dog is right next. Chilling. What is Slade?
He's looking at the phone like, where are these voices coming from?
Rogue is, as usual, basically She likes head and wash.
You're not speaking into the mic again, my friend.
She likes to sleep with her head kind of leaning into the hole of my washing machine.
That's odd.
Yeah, she really likes that little spot. I don't know. Maybe it was like a smell of.
I'm assuming you have a front-loading washer?
Oh yeah.
Okay, good. And it's not on a pedestal or anything, right?
No, it's the only part of the basement that actually has a floor. Well, the mech room.
Again with the mic, sir.
Look, the mic should be perfect.
Only when you talk into it, though.
But I'm using the computer like a giant cell phone now.
I mean, I'm just throwing shit out there as to why I can't hear you. I'm just saying I can't hear you. That I'm not. It may or may not be you. It may or may not be your mic cutting out. Like, I'm just
It
guessing.
probably is. I mean, let's be real. It probably is. But yeah,
That's it.
I didn't think it was unreasonable. That's all I'm saying.
it's not an unreasonable expectation. So, my last question for you guys, based on what you've said so far, is how do you get from one face of the cube to another? I'm sure you've discussed this before, but catching up.
So there are a couple of spots where the sides, the edges have cracked, and so there are large valleys that are like sort of like high elevation like passages.
High, like wait, high or low elevation?
High elevation. There wouldn't be a lot of air up there, but they're technically passable if you want to take that risk. The other option is the basically the world's version of the Underdark. Tunnels, basically.
And
Yeah,
there is a corner of the cube that has been blown off. That happened about 90,000 years ago, so that is there as well. But yeah, it's kind of a problem that has to be solved. There are ways, but that's part of the fun of running these games is if you do decide to start traversing the different sides of the planet, how the fuck are you gonna do it?
Yeah, no, I kind of had this come up a few days ago because, like, I never really realized that Nova Pangea was not a flat Earth. Apparently, you can sail from one side of it to the other. I had no idea.
So it's yeah, I think actually I did know that because in the interview he had said that it's literally a Pangea.
But based on the artist's depictions, right?
It does seem like not. I get you. I totally see where you're coming from on that. But no, actually, yeah, from the name, like, I didn't think about it when we were talking about it, and now I feel like a fucking jackass because I didn't, because it's so fucking obvious. No, it's Pangea.
Yeah, no. It's just strange because I'm the head of lore and I didn't know that our world wasn't flat.
Yeah, that's kind of like being a human being and not knowing that our world isn't flat. Oh! I might have lost some viewers over that one. I don't think so. I'm pretty sure anybody who believes that tripe is long gone.
So, talking about the modern day, the corner being blown off is a fairly new thing, as far as the, like, history book of this world goes.
Not so fairly new anymore. I mean, it's a quarter of the history that we have now. 90,000 out of 350,000. Like, it's been a good while.
But that means that the water side, the ocean side, the swamp side, and the ice side all have relatively easy paths to traverse them now. I say relatively easy because, like, you are sailing through a giant crater. Currents there are probably not going to be great.
I mean, this is pretty fun. I have to say.
Right? I mean, this project has been so much motherfucking fun because, yeah, we started with a ridiculous concept and we're trying to make it work as much as possible. And yeah, we run into really, really interesting shit with that. And it's really fun to just hash it out and figure out how shit works. And that is why we do World Building Wednesdays, folks. That's why you should hit that fucking like button right goddamn now and share it with a friend, because we have some fun here. We get shit done here, and goddamn, I love this shit.
I stream to YouTube now, and I don't even acknowledge my YouTube account.
You don't even not acknowledge your YouTube account? Why not?
No, I mean, I forget that it's streaming to YouTube and that the videos are being saved.
Oh, yeah.
It's
I don't
also
know.
under
I'm
my
super
full
stoked
name.
about that. Like, that is, honestly, that's, if it weren't for that, Off the Cuff probably wouldn't be a thing. By the way, another shout out to Louie on Off the Cuff tomorrow. Today.
Little minis.
Less than
Procedural
12 hours
generation.
from now. Oh, yeah, and Bex, the one who did my my logo, she was looking for a new pay-to-earn game, so I started chilling her on Nova.
Nice.
Where the fuck is my post? Alright, fuck it. Go to the profile.
Do you know what your land rewards were today? Because I can't tell what mine were since I already had a ton of credit, like currency.
Your land... Oh, no, I don't know. I didn't look at all. Where would I see it?
Game balance.
Is it in-game? Okay.
Think so. I'm not 100% sure. So I didn't check the wallet, actually. It would either be in the wallet or in-game. In one of the two places.
How would I check my... that would be Alcor. Okay.
Yeah, with block. Or block.
Yeah, because I didn't see anything in-game. Oh, wait, yes I did. Yes I did. I have 123 Novo.
So that's more than I thought you'd get. So that's, like...
I think I got... Oh, wait, it says... Here it says, to deposit, I only have 33.
What's in your account is 123?
Yeah. Like, what I got right here is 123.865. And I think I was at something like 8 or 12 or 13, something like that. So it was probably like 110 and change. Maybe 100 and change.
Yeah, so you got basically like 32 to 33 whack.
Cool.
That's really not bad for two buildings, to be honest with you.
Not at all.
I must have gotten over 1,000 Novo, but it's hard to tell because I don't remember how much I had in the account. Because I had 6,000, then I upgraded a bunch of shit, so.
Way to fucking pay attention to your own shit there, nuts.
Well, I think the land, like, it's a pool, so if some people didn't stake, like, you might get less or more next month, depending on whether people stake, whether you add a piece of land.
That's why it's
blah,
important
blah,
to pay attention. I didn't know where it was going, and as soon as I didn't, but also I didn't pay attention either. But you want to see what I have been paying attention to? What I built today?
Yeah.
Boom!
Oh, wait, hey. That's pretty dope sauce.
Boom!
What a braggart you are.
I do need to find out more about eggs. I don't know how to get those yet. I also need to figure out what exactly the timer is on the mushrooms so that I can finish
No idea
these
what either of those things are either.
calculations. Also, boom! I got my well done. I got my welded.
Not bad, dude. Bad at all. You guys are planning on deploying on Hive, right?
Off and bridged, I think is the way to go. Especially that would actually make your idea work as well. with the. Thank you, Ben, for watching on YouTube. Appreciate you. That would make the whole thing of you can play off chain a whole lot easier if we're not actually on chain, right?
But no game needs to be on. The only reason you're on chain is if you're issuing a token. But even then, you can have non-web. Oh, that makes it harder. You can have non-web 3 users just getting in-game utility tokens that have the same function.
I mean that okay. So
Literally,
can we
the
do
only
that and then have that be matched with the actual tokens on?
Sure. But yeah, the only reason to use a smart contract in any sense is to track the issuance of a token. Otherwise, you don't need the goddamn. It's like kind of like the false predicate of Web3 gaming.
Okay, but
Yeah.
What are you playing? Don't mind me
Sunflower
asking.
Land.
Sunflower Land's a pretty dope game, dude. Honestly.
Yeah, it cost me like $25 to get into because of minimum transaction to buy Matic, the route that I went. But it's only 7 Matic to actually like buy your farm and get started. And that is how much, Kevin? Like $10, $15?
I thought it was $7 USD, including that 50-cent donation. I could be wrong.
Yeah, it's pretty cheap to get started in, but this is a token that is actually tradable, and so like, and you can make NFTs on here, and so like there is that element to it. Or you can just, once you get in, just start and just build and never even pay attention to the Web3 aspect of it.
Yeah.
But if you ever decide you're done with the game, all of a sudden you have a bunch of shit that you can sell. So.
Mm-hmm.
And if the game ever takes off again, which some people are saying it will, you can actually make real money. Like you could, maybe just sell your well and make the money you paid to get in.
Oh wait, the well is an NFT I can sell?
I think you'll be able to mint it.
What I want to know is how can I get more block bucks without buying them?
Oh, the block, but fuck, how do you? Because there are two. Are those the green ones or the white ones?
The green ones. I don't know anything about white ones.
Are you opening that chest to the bottom right of your island like I told you to every day?
Yep, I'm on a 4-day streak currently.
And you haven't got any block bucks from there?
I got one, but I never actually received it. I'm at 0 and I'm still at 0. Like, or maybe it wasn't from there, it was from somewhere else, but...
Well, if you upgraded the island, you used it. What about the guy next to your bumpkin who gives the food mission?
The guy next to my bumpkin, this guy here? I'm up to the orange juice, which I can't do yet because I'm level 6, and I don't get oranges until... I got 8 levels to go before I can do my next quest.
Well, you can skip missions,
I can't
right?
because I don't have any fucking block bucks.
Oh, fucking hell. Okay.
And also, I need to restock my store.
I think one other way to get block bucks is if you go see the goblins in... have you ever taken your boat to go see the goblin at the little main island there where there's the market?
Goblin Retreat.
No.
Yeah, I know, but
The place where the goblins buy your food. So I think there are block bucks rewards there too.
Oh, wait. Delivery, right? I can sell shit there. No, that's not it. Wearables, no. Craft, no. Resale. Pirates. Helios. Buy solar flare tickets. That's not what I need. Okay, I kind of want that one. Jack-o'-lantern, just because.
Hmm.
And an orange egg.
Hmm.
But no, that's not what we're
You
looking
still can't
for.
get the lunar calendar, eh?
Huh?
You still can't get the lunar calendar?
I haven't tried again. I don't even remember where we were looking for it.
Reliable.
Who am I looking for here again?
I haven't. Like, oh, the block book.
I'm on Helios.
Oh.
See?
Dog.
Okay, who am I looking for again? You had me going to different islands.
There should be like at the island where there's like the little market area. There should be a table of goblins that buy prepared food dishes. If you name the islands, I can tell you which one it is.
Helios is the only island I have.
Yeah, it's Helios. Go to Helios.
Well, that's where I just was, and I was asking you where I'm going, and you weren't responding.
Helios is not the Dawnbreaker Island, right? It's the regular
No,
one.
I had gone to the Dawnbreaker Island from Helios. I am now back at Helios.
So, when you're at Helios, you don't see a table of goblins?
I see Grimbley, who, yeah, wants mashed potatoes.
What is he giving you for them?
I don't have any mashed potatoes currently, but I might be able to make some. Actually, no, I just sold everything.
Wait, you don't have any potato seeds left?
No, I can make mashed potatoes in 20 minutes or 14 minutes once stuff grows.
Yeah, exactly.
But only two.
Only two what?
Only two mashed potatoes, because I only have 25 potato seeds left.
But how many mashed potatoes does he want?
Okay, only one.
He might give you block buck.
Huh?
He might give you the block buck. It depends on the encounter and the RNG, I guess.
Alright, so she wants pumpkins, he wants either pumpkin soup or pumpkin broth, I'm not sure. Yeah, honestly, I hadn't really fucked around with anything off of the island yet. I like, looked a couple of times, but...
I bought the Dawnbreaker banner, and, like, I have no idea what I'm supposed to fucking do with it.
What's good, Rukeen? I don't know what the fuck you're supposed to do with it either, bro.
Rookie in the house? Oh, yeah, you were... Rookin, he doesn't know how to get into the voice chat.
Oh, are you in the Discord?
He wanted to join us a few nights ago. I forgot to mention. I was supposed to tell you.
If you're in the Discord, then just click on Roundtable Voice. If you're not in the Discord, then hit bang DC in the chat, click on that link, and then click on Roundtable Voice. After you go through the rules and agree and all that shit.
And come home, bruh.
Oh, hey, I can actually do that from here. Dope sauce. I don't have to go back and forth.
What's that?
Boom! I can sell that shit to them without going to Helios.
Really?
That's what that clipboard there's for.
Oh, nice. I did not know that.
Boom! You're learning me shit. I'm learning you shit.
That's the way it goes, homie.
Round and round and round it goes.
Round and around and around and around we go.
That's right.
Never know. Don't really know how to feel about it. Something.
I think that is only the second time I have ever used my third birthday cake.
Oh, son of a gun. So are you
Well,
gonna
a
upgrade
shotgun
your
wedding
shares
at least.
Are you going to be spending your Nova on upgrading your buildings and workers?
I have no idea. What do you suggest I do? Because
If you upgrade your buildings and workers, you will get better wages and produce more. So
but
it's the
I mean,
thing
am
that
I
makes-
even going to be able to? That shit was expensive as fuck.
with 100, yeah, I'm pretty sure that it's enough to upgrade your workers at least.
But if I upgrade my workers, I can't use them in my building, right?
No, you can still use them in your building. You can use level 2 workers in a level 1 building. You can't use level 1 workers in a level 2 building.
Okay.
Or sometimes, yeah. Like, I just upgraded the last of my level 1 space workers too, but we're way behind. Like, some people are doing their level 5 up. I'm pretty sure the first level 5 skilled worker was minted 2 days ago by one of the bigger players, the whales, so to speak.
Okay.
Which is pretty dope sauce to see.
All right.
Hey,
So
the team
we go to
organized
upgrade
something.
here. All right. So we need 132 food, which I got, and 22 obsidian, which I got, and 8 hours. Okay.
You should be able to upgrade at least half your.
Huh?
You should be able to upgrade at least 4 of your workers.
Okay. I mean, I actually do have 144 obsidian. I thought they were a lot more expensive. I guess what I was looking at upgrading first was actually the like energy capacity and whatnot.
I wouldn't suggest upgrading that until you need to upgrade it for upgrade.
Okay.
Otherwise, what's the point?
Well, I noticed that like it would be pretty freaking easy to go over on energy if I just, forgot to sell it once, and I wouldn't want to waste it.
I agree with you there, but since you're not a whale, it's a very expensive upgrade.
Yeah, that's what I was noticing. So, yeah, I'm glad to see that other upgrades are not nearly so expensive, because I hadn't really looked much further than that as far as upgrades.
Before you guys upgrade, cheaper. But they had to.
Alright, and then this is 120 and 1850 building materials and 12 hours. Okay.
How much Novo do you have staked in Hall?
How much Novo do I have? 123, and then 144 obsidian.
But what do you have staked to the town hall?
0, because you have to have 2,000 to be able to stake anything.
No, 200.
Okay, 200. Well, either way, I don't.
I'll make sure I'll get you 200 Nova somehow. Because you're not. I don't think you're getting the benefits of staking.
I'm not, because I have nothing staked. Like, I've been working towards that. That was why I honestly was like, sweet.
Let me see. I'm just gonna see if I have any Nova in my wallet. Because I mean, I'm happy to send you 200 Novo. No big deal.
And then I will stake 201 just to knock Ed 3-Ho out.
In. Oh, where is it? Where do I? Ouch. I'm using blocks. Need to go to wallet. I think.
So Ben, are you interested in Sunflower Land? Because if you make a Matic, I will send you what you need to get started. I have a little extra right now.
I think I'd rather prefer to, for that type of game, I prefer to just play one of the Harvest Moons.
What is that?
Fine, be that way. I'm trying to get you into Web3, man. The fuck.
I'm currently playing it on my computer. The free one.
When is Diablo 4? Oh, early access begins today!
How much is it?
More than I got, and so is the computer required to run it.
No, seriously though, how much does it cost?
I have no idea. That's why I answered like
I think
that.
you're looking right at the page. Sorry. Okay. I thought you were looking at the page when you said more than I got. What WAM? Give me a second. I should. Fucking 5%.
I want it! Oh my god!
What's your van?
Lilith. And that's as much as I know.
That's your WAM. Why? Something. I feel like I'm hallucinating. Isn't it oxu2m.c.lam?
Yes.
So can you repeat that? OXU.
Oscar X-ray Uniform 2 Mike dot Charlie dot Wham.
Up to OXU2M, right? Dot C dot
C
WAM?
dot Wham. Yes.
What's the English letter? You should now be able to deposit into the game, sir.
Okay, so how would I go about that?
You would go to the button where you buy and sell Obsidian, and you would go to Novo Swap, and you deposit Novo from your wallet into the game.
Go to
And
Novo Swap. .io or
No, in the game. Within Nova.
I can't hear you.
Within Nova Pangea, within the game interface?
Within the game, okay. Okay.
And then there was a deposit Novo option.
Oh, okay. So that 33 that I was wondering about was actually in my wallet. Gotcha.
Weird, I wonder how it got.
Alright, now reloading so that whatever you sent me will show up there.
Which,
Alright, now boom, and there we go. Add all, deposit, confirm. Thank you, sir, for both the Novo and the lesson.
Pleasure. I go to the town hall, and I think you get some benefits already. I think it has to do with your rental contract.
Oh, no, okay. Go away.
I mean, I keep like being like, I could put enough fucking Novo in and be like #1 and Jimmy Page, but then like Jimmy Page is like guy in the top left that has all those buildings.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, then he'll probably just put more. So,
Yeah.
like, would this
He
become a
will
contract
probably outwhale you if you try to just wail, but that doesn't mean you shouldn't just try and wail. I mean, throw that shit around, boy!
Yeah. I mean, to be honest with you, and this is not financial advice, but if the liquidity for Novo is improved by the team,
Again, talking to your mic.
God damn. What about like this? Is this better?
That's better, yes.
If the liquidity for Novo is improved, I am gonna buy and hodl Novo with wax. Because I do think Novo will appreciate. I'm actually more ambitious than with regards to the value than the. Well, I mean, I guess it's natural for a project creator to be a bit conservative when they're giving their price targets, right?
It's a good sign, at least.
Yes, I agree entirely.
Don't want to be Brandon Urie in that shit.
Level up.
Was that Ben that spoke there? What do you say, bud?
Looks like I need 2 mashed potatoes to level up and get going to, on something else.
Oh, you're playing already? Nice.
I'm playing the free version.
Oh, okay. Like I said, I'll send you the Matic.
Ben, do you have a MetaMask?
I don't think he does. I am his introduction to crypto, and we have not MetaMasked it yet.
I don't believe in crypto.
Me neither. I really don't. Not in its current form, anyway.
Mm-hmm. The way I found a crypto is that like it's basically an unregulated stock market, which I mean people make money on the stocks all the time. I don't really believe it's something I should really dabble in, because I don't tend to win out on stuff like this.
Oddly enough, I've always been a pretty big winner on the stock market, less so in crypto.
That's why I'm not trying to get you into like the actual like buying and selling crypto things. I'm just trying to introduce you to Web3 games, so the time that you spend gaming, at least you can get something back out of it when you're done.
You get bored of the game. And Rick's right about that point.
Because you're already, like, most games nowadays you're throwing money into anyways. Whether you're buying them outright or there's microtransactions throughout, like, you're spending money on any fucking game that you play anyways. And most of the time you're not getting a goddamn thing out of it. And if you are to sell anything or anything like that, most of the time it's in violation of terms of service, and so you're liable to get fucking banned. So they're more than happy to take your money, and you have absolutely nothing to show for it. With Web3 games, at least you actually have something and you are able to give it away or sell it or whatever without, facing repercussions for it. That's what I like.
They rug pull, you still got your stuff, it just doesn't do anything.
Right? I mean, I still have my Dead in City zombie card. It's pretty much worthless, but I still fucking have it, and I can move it between my accounts. I can put it on the market. It is on the market for a ridiculous price that it will never get. And I could, lower my price and put it at something that'll move it, but I'd rather just hang on to it as a souvenir and a lesson learned. And
that
if it
game-
ever does
is that a
sell,
game
well,
that
hey,
doesn't-
I will have finally made my profit on that game.
Is that a game that doesn't exist anymore?
I don't know whether or not it continues to have server space. I have no interest in finding out, but it was basically a dead project from launch.
Oh man.
Like, I was literally, like, up early in the morning and streaming for, like, almost an hour leading up to launch time. And then still streaming and, you know, wondering what the hell's going on, asking questions an hour and a half later. And then I started getting some flack from the community in the Discord while I'm asking questions there. And then it finally launches, and I can't fucking do anything because I'm not one of the developers' friends who got, you know, airdropped 5,000 of the token that you needed to move around. And so since I couldn't move around, even though I had bought my NFT, I literally couldn't move from the starting point to the first mission to begin to make anything. Literally just could not do a goddamn thing. And then I watched the value of those tokens drop from a little over 100 wax to currently 5. No, actually last time I looked it was like 1.5. It's funny that we're both working on mashed potatoes.
I'm working on mashed potatoes to try and level up.
I'm working on mashed potatoes to sell to random freaks on a different island, but, you know, it's all good.
I don't think I can actually travel between islands.
That would not surprise me.
Just do.
I don't know. Looks like I can. I just need to level up before it'll let me. Oh. Actually, no. I can leave the main island. Looks like I can go to Helios. And that's it.
Yep, sounds about right. You'll probably get the event island next, which is Dawnbreaker.
Mm-hmm.
Oh wow, I actually
Where do
ran
you
out.
buy Diablo? Is it on Steam or not?
I don't know. No, it's probably, I mean, Battle.net. I doubt that they would have it on any other.
Yeah, why would they?
So I need 20 potatoes to make 2 mashed potatoes to level up to level 2.
Sounds about right.
Alright, need to sell 50 pumpkins next. Oh, and I have 74 pumpkin seeds, so not a problem. Also already have 19.635. So that'll do. That'll do.
Okay. 1 mashed potato is being made.
Now, would a mashed potato be something that could actually be sent over the blockchain? I would have to mint it as an NFT and then send it to him, and then he would have to put it into game, right?
You'd have to
which is not worth it for a mashed potato.
No, definitely not. Especially considering that it's made in mashed potatoes are made in like a minute.
Well, I can do a mushroom soup. Let's do that. God damn, coffee is delicious.
Wait. Oh, okay. I see. That's how it works.
What
You
works?
make the leveling up is you make the food and you level up when you eat it.
Yep, that's exactly how it works. Welcome, Rookie!
What's up? You guys hear me?
I hear you, sir. Welcome, welcome. How you been?
I'm pretty good. Yeah, I was ticked off. I was raiding earlier, and I was gonna raid out to you, and then like right near the end, I was literally doing my last grubfish, and my stream crashed. And then when I logged back in, everyone had already left my stream. I was like,
Yeah, that sucks, but I mean, I appreciate the thought. You're here. That's what matters. You'd
That's
probably
it,
be the
that's
only
it.
one left, anyways.
yeah, that's sort of how it happens. Unless there's like a grubfish open, you usually will get a raid, and maybe like one or two will stick around, unless they think they're gonna win something.
Pretty much.
Yeah, that's kind of why I've gotten away from the giveaway culture. Not to say anything about Splinterlands TV, but
Yes, Splinterlands TV.
No one appreciates information.
right.
Nope.
Like, even though I don't play Sunflower Land or whatnot, like, you know, the odd time I've hopped in your stream and, like, listen and hang out, and that's winning also.
Right? It's not like Sunflower Land is the only thing I'm doing. I'm running so many different things. I guarantee you tune in and you pay attention for an hour, you're going to see something new, and then you can ask questions, and I'll be like, oh, yeah, and get you fucking hooked up. Like, that's what I'm here for. That's what fucking literally New Game Tuesdays. That is one of my fucking streams. Like,
That's awesome.
I'm not saying that we actually have a new game every single week. Looking at you this week, but you know we're getting better about it. And like I go through white papers. I actually fucking read white papers word for word on the stream, and you know we look into shit. Like I'm all about learning. I'm all about teaching. Let's fucking go. Let's have some fun, learn some shit, and make some fucking money while we're at it.
Yeah, for sure. And it's good that you're actually like reading it out, and like that was the other problem too with not naming any like particular streamers, and I don't think there were necessarily any particular ones, but ones that would just hype a project because the project was going to give them prizes or whatever.
Exactly.
And they don't care about the project or the viewers at that point. Like they're literally doing it to hype themselves, right? And it's like now you're getting people into a project that maybe you don't even think's good. Like if I don't think it's good, I'm not going to tell someone else to play it, right?
Exactly. Like I've had a bunch of different project creators on Off the Cuff lately, which has been amazing. And there's a couple of them whose projects you'll see I am playing on stream. Novo is one of them, and like I'd heard a little bit about this project from Kevin before I actually had Creati on, and this was before Kevin was part of their team, but he was already part of our team. But like I had Creati on, he sent me a bunch of assets. I sent him some stuff for Dragon Memories, just kind of thanking each other, whatever. But I've gotten into it, and it's pretty cool. And then I have also bought some assets as well, and kind of doubled down on it, and I'm digging it. So looking forward to continuing with it. There are other projects that I've had on, like Pixtyle Wax, that I'm still really into. although the gameplay is not quite as engaging for me personally, so I'm not on it on a daily basis or anything like that. But I
Yeah.
still think it's
Well,
cool as
like
hell.
it's
And then we
it's
have others that I
repetitive
haven't
until
been
they
able to
add
get their
more.
project to work at all.
Yeah, yeah.
Is like a dual run to relax.
Microphone,
Yeah.
Kevin.
Nostalgia is more of a relax and just chill out kind of game in my mind. Like you just do a run and then you.
Yeah, it absolutely is, and I'm not a relax and chill out type of guy. That's exactly it. It is a great relax and chill out type of game, which is
When they
why
release
it's
the
not
space
really
game,
up
it'll
my
be
alley.
fun.
Oh yeah, I've already played the space game.
Oh, have you? That's sick.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
jealous.
Yeah, I mean, I have. I can't play the game at all right now for some reason, but I have tester access.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah, that's dope.
Yeah, that'll be sweet. And I know their goals, their goals are dope. Like they eventually, like he was saying, like, because you have the NFTs that they have on Matic now, right? And he wants to eventually have it be like a 2D online MMO type game online, and almost like every chain would have their own starting town. So like if you have a Polygon NFT, you'd start in one town.
Ooh, 200 chain, nice.
So like I thought that was cool when I was talking with Peter about that, where he was like he wanted to have separate areas that would be based on the chain almost, and I was like that's neat. So the chain would almost be like your starting race in an MMO. Basically, the chain you choose to play on would be the town or wherever you would start in, or.
Yeah, I like that. That's actually really nifty.
But then theoretically, you could, I think, get to the other town. Like, say you go from Polytown to Waxtown, and you could like switch from your crypto cow to your, whatever cheap adventure, and vice versa.
Yeah, and I think that's cool. Like, it's a neat little,
Yeah,
and
right now.
They're good. Sorry.
They're good.
Oh, I was just gonna say, like, almost basically the same thing. Like, like they're an active community. That's what gives me faith in it, right? Like right now, it's sort of in its base. Maybe you go on once a week or whenever you're bored and just do a couple of the quests or whatever. But end game, the game, you know what I mean? I have faith in the project.
Me too. And I mean, they're like a small team, like it's part-time coders, and like, I'll be honest, I've played Pixagon, and I prefer Pixelology to Pixagon. Pixagon frustrates me. The fucking, like, small size of it, and...
Yeah.
Not a fan. Cool concept, though. And the Looties are going to be in there soon.
Yeah, I have one of the Pixagon cartridges. I haven't even opened it yet, though. One of the first ones, I think.
Yeah, I have the first two ones. I played the first one for like a few minutes, and I was like, you know what? Fuck this. This sucks. I was like, my interest level is very low. Yeah, but when you were talking about like the wax, the like promote project, you're right. I mean, like there are streamers out there who literally do not play games, do not know how to play the games they are promoting, and it's like they're not the biggest, but they're up there in terms of what their amount of viewers.
Yeah.
It's all based on the shit they get to give away, which comes from the fucking project.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, it's all, and that's what I was talking about with like Quadrell the one day, and I was like, honestly, like, don't worry about it. I look at my stream as, or like a sustained viewership. Yeah. So I don't want mine based off giveaways. Sometimes I do giveaways, and yeah, my viewership definitely goes up when I'm doing giveaways. But then, like, sometimes I just play, like, Web 2 games. I'm not even playing crypto games, and then I might have, one viewer for almost my whole stream, and then the odd time I might go up to, like, 4 or 5 or whatever, right? Yeah. But that's fine. And I'll get new viewers when I play some of those games, and they're actually talking because they're interested in the game, and then you get a sustained viewership of people that are there for your stream, and then you'll grow organically.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. Like, my audience is definitely smaller since I stopped doing giveaways all day, every day. But it's better. Absolutely, like, better. the content I feel is much better because we're actually having conversations. We're talking about things, not focusing on giveaway after giveaway after giveaway, and it just really interrupts the flow. I mean, a lot of times. Sometimes it's cool as hell. I love giving stuff away. I love making someone's fucking day and whatnot. But
Yeah,
it
sure.
becomes a problem when it becomes a problem, and it seems like if you're doing them consistently, it always becomes a problem. Like the first few days of FOMO February were amazing. The second week, not so much. The sixth
Once
month,
more people find out about it.
yeah, I mean, no, it wasn't even people finding out about it. I mean, it was well advertised. Like, they put that shit out there. And
okay.
so, like, it was huge. We literally, like, in the course of an hour, we went from an average viewership of, like, 30 to 50 to an average viewership of 110.
It's ridiculous. But I still do giveaways, as you know. And
I gave some of your that you sent me today, Prime. The
did they make you 69 packs or something? I think.
No. It must have been You sent me a couple of the Nova Pangea tickets, and then you sent me some of your packs.
Yeah, I thought I sent you 69 of them. I guess not. Okay, I must be tripping.
I think you sent me.
It would either be 13 or 69.
Then maybe it was 13. Because I was going to say close to around 15, 20 packs. So probably 13 then.
It could have been 21.
But yeah. But yeah, somewhere around there. I gave a couple of those away. But yeah, I like that better with, within the streamers helping each other out.
I'm pretty frustrated with giveaways too, in as much as when I'm doing an interview with a project, I don't even mind supplying the prizes. I'm right in front of it. I don't even mind supplying the prizes. Like, it's not an issue. You hear me now?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't mind supplying the prizes. I mean, I get mystery box. I buy mystery boxes from Frazzle every month. And then, the project that comes on, often they'll supply their own prizes. What's starting to chap my ass is if I'm, playing a Web 2 game, I don't really give a fuck about how many people are watching, to be honest with you. But, last time I did it, I was playing World, and I felt like a pressure to do giveaways.
People get bloodthirsty. Like, that's what the problem is. People being like, or you do giveaways, and my whole thing is, fate is fate, and, there's the yin and the yang. You might have a week where you're winning on everyone's stream, and then the next 2 weeks you might not win at all. So I would hate... I had a couple times where people won 2 or 3 times, and people started telling me on my stream that I should limit winners to 1 or 2 wins. And I'm like, then start your own stream. Start your own stream. You can limit and do whatever the heck you want.
Right? Yeah, I'm like, I've gotten to the point where I'm straight up, if you don't like how I'm doing the giveaways, feel free to tune out and come back for someone else's giveaways.
Yeah, for sure. It's like, if someone wants to limit, that's fine. I'm fine with it. And if someone doesn't want to limit, I'm fine with it because I'm on their stream. It's like going to someone's house and being like, I'm just going to fucking put my muddy boots up on the table and... But yeah, I agree with you, Prime. That's what bothers me.
People are kind of fucking ridiculous.
It's always really kind of fun.
But
the mic is 6 inches from my mouth.
I think you need a new mic.
I think you need a new mic. I think you've got a wiring issue.
Yeah. I'm literally plugged into my phone wearing earbud headphones.
Oh man, maybe I should do that. Get on my. How much batteries? Let's see.
Oh, if it's on batteries, then yeah, that's probably your fucking problem.
Let's see. Can I even do this?
Can I even do this? Let's do it. Can I do it? I don't know. Let's do it. All in.
Can I join from both places at once? Not, where is Wish? Oh, here it is. Roundtable voice.
Also hoping that Mutera on Hive, I hope they get more of their updates out.
I'm doing a
Mic check.
450-hour upgrade.
In mining network?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I definitely want to get into Mutera. I've been talking to Mert, I think she's the promoter, and they had like partnered with some streamers who got like free passes, and we're doing pass giveaways. So it's like I'm not gonna buy a pass right now just because I could probably get a free one. But I really want to try it. Are you playing it, Rukian? Wait, what the fuck is going on? Can I hear anybody here?
I'm here.
Okay. Can you hear me better now that I'm on my phone?
Yes.
That's so bizarre to me. Fucking hell.
I see Rukin in the chat,
Mm-hmm.
but we might have lost him on voice. I see him still here
Hello.
in the voice.
I'm
Okay.
also here.
Okay, here you go.
Also here.
But we have been talking about not world building shit, so let's get back to world building shit. Rukin, do you have any
World building.
questions about Galil or anything else that you would like to know, or any comments, complaints?
No, not, I mean, I've just been watching. I've actually been intrigued in the Sunflower Land. I've heard a lot about it.
It's
And I like my building and gardening type things. Like one of my favorite things on Nintendo, other than like Zelda, is Animal Crossing, which is the most chill, boring. Literally, you run around and pick plants and go fishing and decorate your house, and I love it. I love it.
Stardew Valley for me, pretty much the same thing.
Yeah.
Yep.
My daughter plays Animal Crossing. If I
If
had
there
a
was
Switch.
a game like that on blockchain, I would be stoked.
Yeah, me too.
So who wants to
Think about
sponsor
that.
me for Diablo 4?
Diablo. Who wants to sponsor both of us? We'll be a guild.
So, I only remember playing Diablo 1 or 2 back
Probably
in
what,
the day.
like $70? Well, I guess there's probably different packages, right? There's probably
No,
like a
bro,
base,
it's
and then
89
there's probably like one with bonuses.
The baseline one is $89.99. The premium with pre-access is $129.99 CAD.
Oh, that's funny money. How much is it in real world dollars?
I don't know, like $100 or $90. And maybe
Dude, I don't hear anyone but you, Rick.
You're not hearing Kevin now either?
Oh no, I hear. Sorry, I meant I don't hear Prime though.
1 2 1 2 check. Can you hear me?
Kevin is Prime.
Yeah, no, I know. Yeah, I don't hear Kevin.
Rick, you can hear me.
Yes.
Rickin, you can't hear me.
Weird.
Huh. Well,
Very
Rickin,
weird.
it's between 89 to 129.99 Canadian.
Standard edition $69.99. Ultimate edition $99.99.
Okay.
USD.
Not bad.
Four
I think my
days early
computer would
access.
run it.
Yeah, fuck it. I'd be fine with the standard edition. Just somebody just buy it.
Like, I don't think it's worth getting for me, because, like, even if I stream that, what would the point be?
Oh, I couldn't
Like, I don't
possibly
know.
stream it, but I want to know what happens to Sanctuary. I love the series.
The lore. Yeah, the lore is so good.
Diablo has lore?
Yeah.
I don't
I've
remember
played
anything.
since the original Diablo, like 1.
Yeah, I stopped playing after 2, I
I've
think.
always just. intrigued.
I just remember
the actual like real life battle of heaven and hell basically taking place on Earth.
Yeah. Only it's not called Earth, it's called Sanctuary.
Yeah.
I just remember having to do a ton of hacking and slashing.
Well, yeah, that's because there's a literal battle between heaven and hell going on Earth, and you're in the middle of it. So yeah, there's a lot of hacking and fucking slashing.
Yeah, but it wears down your mouse.
I'm gonna try jumping out of the voice chat and back in, see if I can hear Prime again. That's weird that I can't hear him.
Oh, and if that doesn't work, I'll do it. The same thing I was thinking. Yo, Rukian, one check one.
I hear you now. That's so weird.
That's crazy.
That is true.
I think it's just the Discord phone app. I think that's because I've had issues before when I'm on my phone. Where like if people like one time I was on video chat with Encrypted in Discord, and then someone joined the chat, and then it just completely froze all the video and everything, and I had to X out and go back in.
You know, I can see it because actually, anytime that I pop out the chat window so that like I can share it on the stream, if I put it back or close it, then Discord just completely goes gray for like 5 minutes and just like kicks me out of everything, and then I'll automatically reconnect back into the voice chat after a couple of minutes.
Very similar thing happens to me, except it's like 30 seconds.
I'm exaggerating highly. 30 seconds is probably more accurate.
Okay. Well, you are potatoing a bit more than I am, so I don't know.
That's also true. And by bit, you mean hell of a lot.
Well, I don't know, because, like, my desktop is from... I bought it, like, literally 2 or 3 days before the pandemic started. And fuck, that was a good purchase, because I didn't know there was a fucking pandemic about to start.
Right?
But, yeah, my timing could not have been any better. So that's a 2019 PC. It's the desktop. I wonder if it can run Diablo or not.
I'm fairly certain that my computer couldn't. I know damn well that there's no way I could stream it.
Depending on how good yours was when you bought it in 2019, I'm sure it could run it. Maybe not on optimal settings, like maybe on low or whatever. But if it's only like, I'm sure like it would. If it was like you bought it and it was low end at the time, then no, probably not. But
no, it was a like medium end gaming PC.
Yeah, I'm sure it could probably still run it on low. Like that's bare minimum, maybe higher, right? Maybe higher.
Medium end. That's funny because that sounds like it wouldn't be an end.
Well, mid tier. I don't know.
Mid tier. That sounds a lot more.
Yeah. Mid end. The mid end. Well, which mid end? The middle low or the middle high end?
The middle.
The middle end.
You look like about an extra medium, my man.
An extra medium.
I know that my gaming laptop would certainly run it. I just don't want to fucking play it on that thing.
Why?
Because it would basically take up all the hard drive space because it's a stupid gaming laptop. I hate laptops.
I hate laptops also, but I just treat my laptop like a desktop and plug everything else into it, and like I'm not looking at my fucking computer screen.
I break every laptop I have within 6 to 8 months.
Well, that sounds like a bad habit.
I mean, I bring them to bed, I end up like rolling over and falling asleep on them, they fall off the side of the bed.
Yeah, that sounds like a good way to perpetuate that bad habit.
Yeah, but I also pay the $100 for the accident protection shit. So they end up just either giving me most of the money back or replacing it every time. So it's basically more like I'm renting a laptop for $100 at a time.
I guess that's not terrible, but still, like, very wasteful.
It's not ideal.
Very wasteful.
I've never bought insurance on any of those electronics. I never buy the extended warranties.
Oh, me neither, except for laptops.
Except for laptops. And it's because you know you're going to damage it, not the manufacturing error. It's
Yeah, and I make sure to read the warranty to make sure that like it'll cover impact.
yeah. I was
And if it
actually
does,
surprised back in the day. Like, this was years ago that I had the light. It's long gone now, but I used to bring with me to like parties to like do playlists, and someone spilt a beer on it, and I was surprised it actually didn't die. It died shortly after, but I'm surprised.
But it
after
made
having
it
a
through
beer-
the party.
Yeah, I'm surprised having a beer spilt on it just didn't instantly, like right on the keyboard of the laptop, like going right into it. Like,
that's actually shocking it didn't kill it.
I love that one too. That the laptop that had what was it called, Light Scribe, where you could put the CDs in upside down and it would like burn the image.
Yeah, that was so cool.
I wish I had the laptop working still, just if I ever wanted to do that on it. Like literally just save it, but it's long dead.
Those were so expensive, weren't they?
Yeah, the laptop when I bought it, like that laptop I bought it probably like 15 years ago, and it was like $2,000-$2,500 for the laptop when I bought it, like 15, 20 years.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
That was when I was young and dumb and was like, hey, credit cards are just things that I can buy stuff and pay for it later.
Yeah, credit cards are no problem. Let's go on vacation and just max it out.
Yeah. At the time, too, I had a girlfriend that I found out later on just cared more that I was having a good job and had credit cards, so she didn't help my spending issue.
Yeah, I can totally see that. What do you do, Rookie, by the way, if you don't mind me asking? I never asked you.
Right now, nothing. Well, I'm in the process of trying to start my own small business.
Nice.
And then, do streaming on the side. And mainly I decided to do that because we wanted to have someone that would be able to stay home when we have
With the kid. Yeah, exactly.
Because at the time I wasn't working, like I was doing like warehouse jobs.
Mm-hmm.
So like what I'd be making would pretty much be paying for someone to watch the kid. So it was like, well, may as well have their own flesh and blood at home.
Yeah.
Than paying someone else to watch them. And I can still like start a small business and maybe have at least some income or do like conventions. I want to do like nerdy clothing and stuff like that.
Oh, fun.
But before that, I actually worked at DeFasco, the steel company. I worked at the Coke plant doing maintenance.
You told me.
Yeah. I had to crawl in ovens that were burning at like 800 degrees Fahrenheit to repair the bricks and clear out the flues for the gas. Because the lowest they could get was the lowest they could get was 700 degrees Fahrenheit because of the bricks warping. They couldn't let them get below a certain temperature.
Oh my god.
No, I stepped out to get a drink and a bite to eat, and then I forgot to grab a drink.
And then we did another thing that when they literally told me the job I was being brought in for, I didn't even know what it was. I had to go home and Google it. Like I got a job that I didn't know what. I was told I'd be doing ceramic welding. I didn't even know that was a thing until they told me. And what it is basically it's a silica powder with oxygen that they would spray at the brick wall, and when it hits the heat, it fuses and it seals the brick.
Holy fuck.
Yeah. It was really crazy. Sometimes we'd have to have like a 25-foot steel rod on a roller bar, and you're on a skyjack with a beam like underneath your arm, trying to like weld 25 feet into the oven, trying to look in straight at a wall you're trying to weld in on the side.
Did you go to trade school and get like the welding certification?
It was all in-house.
Oh, okay.
But before that, I actually did electrical, and I was up to my 4th year before I stopped doing electrical. So I'd almost actually finished an electrical apprenticeship, but all those hours are gone now. Then I did lawn irrigation for about 2-3 years, doing like lawn sprinkler systems. So I've been.
Oh, so you know your way around mechanical.
Yeah. I did a lot of trade and tool and renovation.
It's late out here. I'm gonna have to head out.
Yeah, have a good one, bud. Thank you again.
It's
See you
later
next
where
week.
you guys are, but I'm gonna get out of here.
We're crazy.
Yeah.
But nice meeting you. You have a great night.
Thanks, you too. I'll I guess probably talk to you guys next week.
Yep. Have
Yeah,
a good
bro.
one. I'll be in touch with you throughout as we figure some things out and whatnot as well. Like usual.
Yeah. All right. All right. We'll see you guys.
See ya. Have a good one, dude.
Have a good one.
Bye.
Those
Yeah,
sound like
even
some
more.
pretty fun jobs.
Sorry, what'd you say?
Those sound like some pretty fun jobs.
Yeah, they were the one at Dofasco doing the maintenance wasn't too bad, especially when I started because we were on 410s. We eventually switched to rotating 12s, which were terrible.
Oh yeah.
But we were doing 410s Monday to Thursday, so that was even better because in Canada most holidays are on the Monday.
Yep.
So every weekend was at least a 3-day weekend, and then holiday weekends were a 4-day weekend.
That's
Plus, not only
awesome.
that, you were working 410, so if you wanted to do overtime, you just went in Friday, and you still got a whole weekend off, right?
Yeah.
That was awesome. The other good thing when I was there, because it was like about $30 an hour.
Nice.
If they gave you less than 24 hours notice for overtime, it was double time. So basically, if you were at work and they needed you to stay late, you instantly were also now making $60 an hour.
Instead of time and a half?
And time and a half was if they gave you more. So if they were asking you to come in on the weekend or something and they gave you more than 24 hours notice, it was time and a half.
Okay. It wasn't based
So
on your weekly hours.
No. So
Okay.
basically the boss, because the boss would have to come in on the weekends if there was maintenance, would ask everyone on Friday afternoon because he also wanted double time.
Yeah.
So
Obviously.
everyone just got double time because the boss would just purposely do it.
That's hilarious. That's like really funny. Like he did not give a fuck about the bottom line.
No. He was like, I want a boat. I want a yacht. And like what they were making was probably even more than like if I was making $30, he had to have been making 40, 45.
Yeah.
So that means he was coming in like $90 an hour. Like that's crazy. I mean, $60 an hour was crazy for overtime, but
Yeah.
some days were crazy because we were maintenance. So there were some shifts I would go in, and the oven we had to do work on, they can't get the temperatures high enough, so they can't shut the heat off. So I'd literally just sit there for 10 hours and I guess smoke cigarettes and get paid $30 an hour to just chill and smoke cigarettes and listen to music. Or sometimes we would play. I don't know if you ever heard of the card game called 31.
I don't know.
I don't even actually fully remember how to play because they taught me when I worked there. And so we would basically smoke cigarettes and gamble on those days.
Oh my god.
And
Of course
it was
you
funny,
did.
they taught me the game and I ended up like crushing it. Like the one day on we wouldn't bet a lot. It would be like quarters or whatever, nothing like crazy. But like the one by the end of the shift, I think I made like around $20-$30. And like most of it off this one guy. And as I was leaving, I was like, thanks, man, you're going to buy me 2 pitchers at the bar tonight. And he like was so pissed. Because they all drink. So it was like almost like sticking it more to him. It was like calling it beer instead of money. It's like that mattered more.
No, it kind of does. Yeah, when in America, correct me if I'm wrong, Rick. You guys don't have as much of a pitcher culture, do you?
It really depends on where. Like, definitely lots of people love their pitchers. Like,
Okay, because when I was in Columbus in Ohio, like I don't remember any pitcher places. It was all either pints or buckets.
I mean, everywhere's got pitchers. A lot of people are more likely to do the bucket, but like, depends on how many people. Also, like,
Yeah, true.
I've definitely ordered my fair share of pitchers, and I've even been known to get a pitcher to myself and a straw.
As have I. As have I.
Use the pitcher as the glass.
Yep, with
Yeah.
a straw. Yep, just.
I would do that with a pitcher of sangria in the day, but with beer, I would just drink it as if the pitcher was a giant glass. Because honestly, in my hand, it kind of is like just a giant mug. It works.
2:30 in the morning,
Yeah.
but now I want a beer.
I don't crave beer that much anymore.
I don't really either. More in the summer, and not really crave it. But if it's like I've been doing stuff outside and I'm hot, it's like I could go for one.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, I don't.
I've been on
I used to drink
micheladas a lot lately. They're so good.
Mm. I rarely crave alcohol unless I'm on vacation because I know I'll be sleepy after, and then I'm always worried that I'll have some like intense work to do.
Yeah.
It's like I tend to only get drunk when I'm on vacation.
For me, especially,
I don't
too,
get
like,
drunk.
Mm.
Like it'll take a lot to get me drunk. I've got tolerance for, unfortunately, for everything.
Yeah,
Same.
I mean, yeah, me too.
I drink for the taste. Like that's.
Oh no, I mean I can get drunk.
I can. It's just very expensive.
Yeah, I mean I know on Halloween, 3 days after we moved here, I was getting candy out for the kids. I was slamming beers and drinking bourbon. I wasn't drunk, but I was pretty. I was feeling pretty good.
The one kid comes to the door and their costume's really messed up and trips you out. You just grab their bag of candy and yak and it like.
No, I was on a policy where it was like, yeah, guys, as much as you can fit into both hands. That's how much candy you get. And some of the kids were like cheating. They were like using their fucking elbows, and I was like, those little shit. I just didn't give a shit at that part, and I kept telling Meredith, need more candy, need more candy. Told you I didn't buy enough, need more candy.
That's awesome though, man. Like we don't get, like I started giving kids more candy because at first I was trying to pace it out because I'm thinking of like when I was a kid and it was like the streets were packed with kids trick or treating, and
There
it's
aren't
like
that many.
no,
Right,
like,
there
now
aren't
I'll
that
get,
many
like,
anymore. I've like gone all out on decorations and candy and shit a number of times and had a grand total of 2 kids trick or treat in my
dang.
life.
Damn. I got 36 this year, so I mean it's not insignificant, but
I was
it's
gonna
not
say
like
I think I got around 20, 30, but like yeah, when we were kids, it's like you probably would have got easy like 1.
I would have
200
gone
one
trick
night.
or treating with 20 or 30.
yeah.
Like,
I mean, when I was a kid, there were like 100 kids on the street, and we would go up and down each fucking street.
yeah, exactly.
like-
Only like
Well,
there's like probably 100 kids per street.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
they're all in separate. But like
Rotating.
my group, I was absolutely mobbing Halloween 30 deep.
Yeah, I mean, I even trick or treated. Like, I didn't trick or treat consistently, but I know I trick or treated like when I was like 15 or 16 at some point.
Hell
Yeah,
yeah!
once I was older,
Going
it
out
was
with
so
my
good, yeah.
friends, going around to all the houses after all the kids are in, and just like everybody's just dumping their fucking bowls.
Yeah,
Oh man,
Like you going
Well, I
around
mean-
as people are ready to turn their fucking lights out, and so many people just fucking dump the bowl, and a lot of people are like you hit a lot fewer houses because a lot of them are already lights out because they're out of candy, but you hit
Yeah.
the ones that over prepared, and you just so much fucking easier, so much fucking faster, so much more fucking candy.
Well, around that age, I was hanging out with I was pretty much. I wasn't like a punk, like a gutter punk, but I was probably like a skater punk type person, minus the skateboard. And
Yeah,
I was
kind of
hanging out,
same.
like-
Only, so that was, what we did Halloween was, go get the fucking, all the leftover candy.
yeah, but
Because
no,
we
some
weren't the
people opened
assholes that
door
were
for
robbing
us.
the little kids
That
for
was-
their candy.
Some of the people I was
Yeah.
hanging out with were real gutter punks with the spikes and shit on their the metal spikes on their jackets. I like Dan and folks like that, and some people just wouldn't fucking open the door for us. It was very funny.
I was gonna say that's probably one of my funniest Halloween stories. And it was one year just me and my one buddy went out when I was a bit older because some of my buddies were like, screw it, I'm not doing. I'm like, I don't care. I'll go till they tell me they're not gonna give me any more free fucking candy.
Yeah.
And we went around, and it was around hitting puberty, where my voice is cracking and going
Trick or treat!
And we go to this one house and knock on the door, and an old lady answers, and she doesn't open the screen door, and she just says, sorry, I don't give candy to older kids. And then I say, it's okay, no problem. But my voice cracks, and she opens the door and goes, oh, you're a girl, here you go, and gives me something and not my buddy. But trust me,
Oh
my
my
buddy does something
God.
way better than I did. He got to make fun of me for years for that.
Yeah, that's hilarious. Objectively hilarious. Allegedly, in my opinion.
Sweet old lady rips me one, just fucking.
I was 6 foot tall when I was 12 years old. So, like, I don't remember, like, I do remember, like, a lot of times people saying, oh, it's gonna be your last year, right? I'm like, yeah, sure. It's gonna be my last year.
It'll be my last year when I don't come home with any candy. That'll be my last year.
Exactly. I fucking barely ate any of the candy we were giving out. Meredith ate it all. Fuck. I didn't even know there was any left. And, like, we had
chocolate. Fuck yes.
Oh yeah, I found fucking random chocolate in my office early, and I fucking ate the shit of it out of it with some coffee. A Marco Polo bar. It was so fucking good.
Oh shit! I still have coffee. Fuck yes.
Yeah, Rick literally
Everything's
like, runs
coming up, Millhouse.
Oh, Data Junkie's coming on my show, my stream 3 times next week, and we're doing something kind of interesting. And Rookie, and I need you on Friday if you're free. And I don't think you stream on Fridays, right, bud? Rick?
Yeah, what? No, I do not stream on Fridays. Friday is my day with my lady.
Okay. So we will not expect you at the tournament of the game you have not yet played.
Metro, since I still can't get it working, yeah, probably not.
Yeah. Do you think you'd be able to play at some point Friday night in a like the Metropolis Origins tournament, or?
I should be able to.
Okay.
If you also just at one. Wait, what's today? Thursday. So tomorrow.
Oh yeah, it's not. No, not this Friday. Next Friday.
Oh, next Friday. Okay, yeah. Just remind me at some point.
Okay.
That way I can just double check with my wife because I'm terrible at remembering if we have anything, and she might be like, "No, we have something to do Saturday. You got to go to bed early." Or I just have her leave when she leaves for work. I just have her leave Post-it notes for me. I'm like, because I'll forget. I'm so bad. I'm like, just leave me a Post-it note, and I'll make sure I complete everything on that Post-it note. That's.
Yeah, I do that for myself. To be honest with you.
I have books and notes and stuff for myself too, or I'll sometimes if I'm out, I'll text myself on my phone.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. God. I do that. I do that and I have Meredith do it. Like earlier, she was telling me like how much the bills were while I was cooking, and I was like, "Do you really think I'm gonna remember this?" So I'm like, text me the bills, and she's like, "What?" I'm like, It was just like so stupid because like one of them was like slightly past due. I'd just forgotten it, so like I wanted to pay more than the past due, and then but not pay the whole thing, if that makes sense. Like just to, space it out. So I was like, okay, just text me 600 and 300, and it just it wasn't like it wasn't going through. Like there was no understanding. Finally, I got the text, and now I have it, and I know what to pay tomorrow. And yeah, I hate missing a bill by accident. It's really annoying. And in Alberta, they charge late fees that they didn't charge in Quebec.
Yeah, I don't think we get. I think maybe for cell phone. I think I've gotten late fees, but I don't think anything else. I think I've gotten late fees on. Yeah.
I have hydro. Well, it's not hydro here anyway, but I have hydro, gas, garbage, and water on the same bill, and I've forgotten that one like twice already, or not forgotten it. Actually, just gotten the number wrong for some reason because like it was a different number online than on the paper bill, and I think it was like a $35 late fee. It was kind of insane.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Kind of like the $35 fee for a fucking overdraft. Oh, you don't have enough money, so we're gonna take all of your money.
Yeah. Pretty much. You overdraft by $1 and they charge you $35. Jesus Christ.
Oh, I've literally had it happen over 18 cents.
They wouldn't take that one back for 18 cents?
I did contest it and get it charged back, but it happened.
Oh, they did charge it back, though. Okay, good. Yeah, because, like, any bank that won't charge it back for 18 cents, fuck them, I'd say. BMO, I mean, it's really weird, because, like, I've had this thing happen to me twice now where because I like pay myself via wire transfer, and they can only be done during business hours, which is fucking annoying. And I've like forgotten to pay myself to like pay a bill that's coming out. That's why I hate direct withdrawals. And so like the bill will come out in the morning, right? And then the money will go in like an hour later that I deposited. And sometimes it'll just like it'll pay it as it should, because like at the end of day it was balanced, right? There was a surplus of money in the account. Other times it'll fucking send it back, but it won't send it back NSF, and it won't charge me anything. It'll send it back funds not cleared, even though the funds are cleared. And this never happened to me in Quebec, and it's really fucking annoying.
Sounds like it.
Because I don't like keep money in my checking account, really. Hey, but guys, I did fucking, Rick, I was telling you about like trying to do like that $50 meal challenge thing, like $50 like for the whole week. I have finally found, we found 2 good dishes where we could do servings that cost $1 or so or less. One was the pierogies with like fried onion and sour cream, with everything on sale. So like, if you had a family of 4, you could probably split the bag of pierogies, but they're like 32 pierogies in the bag. I had 16 and one. Obviously, I just ate half the bag. Meredith did it. So that was like $1.30. But tonight I made the black beans from scratch, and just with like cumin and cayenne and like an onion and some garlic. I made rice with stock, a cube, and then sour cream and salsa. I made burritos, fucking delicious, and I calculated in about $1 a burrito. Like, the size of one you get at Chipotle. Like, that's a good fucking deal, I'd say. Like, I'm really trying to... Say what?
Every day. Just eat pork and beans every day, every meal. Probably gonna buy $50. I love pork and beans.
Pork and beans is fucking delicious. But do you do the canned beans, or do you do the dried beans?
I do the canned beans normally, and I do either or, because there's the brown beans in tomato, and then there's the brown beans in, like maple syrup or whatever.
No, I do. I love the maple syrup ones myself. And then there's the tomato sauce ones too, and then there's the molasses ones. No, or do you not have those ones too?
They might have the molasses ones also. True.
American beans, canned beans like that. Like, Rick might not even know. I don't know if Rick knows what we're talking about.
Like brown beans? Like refried beans.
But they're not refried beans. Refried beans in the U.S. is like the pasta. It's like a paste. What we're calling refried beans is what they would call like barbecue beans.
Okay.
I am familiar. I am still Canadian, sir.
Yes, when's the last time you've been up here in our glorious fucking... The only thing that's stopping you and your girl from moving here is basically family, or
the border.
Oh yeah, that too. Okay. How hard would it be for you to get a passport, Rick?
I would have to go to Canada.
No, you wouldn't. Oh, because you need to claim your citizenship, so you wouldn't. You might need to.
What's up, Zors? Your black beans are supreme, says the bearded wonder.
That's what I came to say.
Yo, that's what we had, Holazor. What's up? Yo, Rukian meet Holazor. Holazor meet Rukian. You're both awesome. So it's good that you're both here.
I think I've seen this before.
I was just going to make a comment about iodine and keep having those black beans in case nuclear war comes for you.
I'll be completely honest with you, Hollow. I have iodine, like I have nuclear in my.
Of course you do. Of course you do.
I have a pack for me, a pack for Meredith, and an extra pack for the dog. I paid like $36 a pack when the war in Ukraine started. The Russian invasion of Ukraine, I should say. Yeah.
The Russian special military action.
Sorry, what was
Speaking of which, Did you all hear about Ukraine fighting back and attacking the Kremlin with drones?
It was hilarious. Yeah, I don't think Ukraine did it though. I think it's partisans, like Ukrainian, well, either anti-regime Russians or Ukrainians in Russia. I don't. The distance is too far for any drones the Ukrainians have.
Oh yeah, I'm not saying it was launched from Kiev or anything like that, but
What I found more funny is the Ukrainians attacking Belgorod right across the border. Belgorod, this little fucking border town in Russia, has just been getting like the living shit kicked out of it. Not because the Ukrainians haven't been shelling it or anything like that, but the Russians have based a lot of shit there, and the Russians keep fucking up, and like they're crashing their own planes in Belgorod. They're like firing rockets and that are landing in civilian areas in Belgorod, their own town. It's just like, yeah. And then a few weeks ago, the Ukrainians like marched on Belgorod and then like just like came back. It was very funny.
They're like, we decided to see if we could take this, but we didn't want it, so you guys can keep it.
Pretty much. And also, like, they can't take territory because then they'll lose support from the Western allies.
Yeah.
Yo, Australia sent some dope stuff to Ukraine. You guys sent the
We sent more stuff to the Ukraine in foreign aid than what we probably spend on supporting arts scholarship in the entire country over the course of a decade, which is disgusting.
I'm sure that's accurate, actually.
100% certain. Mm-hmm. You send one plane, and that's probably.
No, but Australia sent like half of its
these little APC things called Bushmasters,
and they're actually pretty decent.
Of course, your gear is called fucking Bushmasters.
We saw a few of them on the road the other day because there's a military base in northern South Australia. One of them was being towed on a flatbed, and the other one was just driving of its own accord. And next to an equivalently sized vehicle like an F-150, the F-150 looked like a Toyota Echo or a Toyota Yaris in comparison.
I mean, these things are huge.
Yeah.
They're actually bigger than some tanks.
Yeah.
Yeah. But tanks are moving in a new direction. Like, they're going away from 4-man tanks back to 2 and 3-man or 2 and 3-person tanks by putting in like a bunch of fucking flat screen TVs.
In Australia, they don't really have a need for much land force. Let's be honest. We need a navy and an air force. Because if you do get to ground in Australia, you may as well have it because the citizenry don't have guns. There's no such thing as a National
I disagree,
Guard.
sir. You guys actually have probably one of the strongest standing armies for national protection from land invasion of all nations, and it's called fucking nature.
Yeah.
It's our kangaroos.
The people don't need to try and kill you. The ground it fucking self is.
No, he's cracked the secret. Every single kangaroo is an enlisted member of the Australian Armed Forces.
I don't actually think Australia would be takeable.
I don't think so either.
The big cities would be, but like it'd be so easy to mount in. Well, you don't have guns, so.
Well, most of the Australian populace lives in capital cities.
Yeah.
So, most of the Australian populace is, in no uncertain terms, how do I say this? Cucks. Like we'll just bow down to authority at a whim.
That's funny.
Although
the American
I went to
conquer Canada is pretty parsimonious.
I went to a rugby game last night with a friend because they had free tickets.
Nice.
And we've got a footbridge going over the river that leads to the stadium. And at the end of the game, sort of the police horses were out. and they were sort of like guiding people to this bridge because it was so densely packed with people you couldn't actually see where the bridge walkway began. So the horses were sort of like flanking the bridge to sort of funnel people into the bridge and not just walking into the river.
Like you do.
And the bridge is like, I don't know, maybe hip height, the railing on it. There was a little gap between the railing and where one of these horses were. So a guy snuck up behind and like got over the railing and, you know, was seen to be skipping the line. And then the police made a big hubbaloo of, oi, you there, you know, don't go that way. So the police person moved their horse back to block off that little section. But then one of the police women started like just going off of the crowd, no one do that, blah, 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 blah. And just this random guy from like 15, 20 meters away from me just heckles, don't you start, woman, I've got one like you at home. And the whole crowd just rallied to him.
Do you in Australia, do you have the stupid British thing, the Public Order Act? Where, like, if you're causing alarm, harassment, or distress in public, or a police officer says...
I think the charge is like a fray or something like that.
That fucking bullshit, yeah. It's basically always dismissed, or they just use it to fucking detain people arbitrarily.
Or people try to get it dismissed as trifling.
Yeah, exactly.
In my state, they just passed a law where the fine for obstructing someone or something through an act of protest increased from $750 maximum penalty to either $50,000 or 3 months in prison.
Fucking hell.
Or because, have you heard of a group of protesters called Extinction Rebellion?
Of course I have. They're a bunch of fucking pricks.
They're popular here too. And the other day, one of them rappelled off a bridge because there was some fossil fuel meeting at the convention centre near this bridge, and they were blocking one lane of traffic on a road, and then the parliamentarians were like, "No, this can't happen." But the premier, who's kind of like, I don't know, the governor, is the equivalent in American
we
politics.
Have premiers. Yeah, we have premiers here.
Yes, of course, your Commonwealth. Yes, you understand.
Yeah. We just elected a new one, and she's an absolute cunt.
Well, the Premier's brother here in South Australia is the media and government relationship officer of the fossil fuel company that was having this consortium. So it's kind of like, I wonder why these laws were rushed through Parliament.
Yeah. Yikes. That's bleak. I mean, don't Extinction Rebellion realize that they're kind of like protesting in a counterproductive way?
Although there was protests against these protest laws, and they did it in a very smart way. Instead of protesting on the steps of the Parliament, they protested around the back of the building, which was close to the chamber. So while they were in the chamber discussing the bill, they could hear the protesters outside.
The protesters were not blocking access.
No.
That's clever. That's actually very clever.
There's a public square behind the Parliament building.
Oh man!
Wait and see that land gets sold off so they can build a hotel or something there, and it no longer be public land.
Well, you don't have guns, so I guess no one's going to be sniping from it. So I guess it's safe.
Yeah, that's correct.
Calgary's getting kind of crazy with the fucking, like, there's like a stabbing or like a machete attack on transit most days now.
Wow.
And we never had that in Montreal, but here there's like a crazy like homeless population, and they basically stopped enforcing laws in the public transit. And this like it reminded me so much of the United States. There were like some guys that stole a truck a few nights ago, and they were like driving it like really recklessly at the police. The police like did that hit maneuver to stop them or whatever they did on a residential street, but they were still trying to drive. So police, and I think it was a justified shooting. Police had to shoot them through the windshield.
Yeah.
They were driving at the fucking cops, trying to run them over. It's just like this. I don't know if it's like getting like this in Montreal too. What, Rookie, are you saying this in Ontario or?
Like people just going crazy?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Going? No, people are fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was my first time in the CBD here for about 4 or 5 months, and the number of homeless people was probably triple what it was 4 months ago.
Well, the homeless is so bad where I am now. Like, you'll go to like parks, and in little bunches of trees, you'll end up seeing a tent, like trying to be hidden because now the police force is like bullying them, and it's like, yeah, but they're homeless because of everything that happened and people losing their jobs. They're not, like, I'm not going to say typical homeless, because even back in the day, some of the typical homeless were still people that just had bad breaks. But they're not like drug addicts. These people were people that were contributing people of society that, when the pandemic and everything happened, like lost their jobs, shit shut down, they lost their apartments, and now they're trying to make the best of it. And now, you know,
they're getting shat on, basically.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And then society also is, right? Because people are like, I don't want to look at, you know, these tents. And it's like,
yeah.
But you're not doing anything to help it. You're just being like, screw these people that got screwed. And it's like, well, what if it happens to you next?
Almost like capitalism has failed.
But it really
That's one of
seems
my
like...
favorite subreddits, late stage capitalism.
Oh, don't get me started. I've read so much postmodern theory.
Just the word modern makes me like shiver with disgust and bile.
Back in grad school, it gave me an erection, but now, no.
It gave you an ontological erection.
An epistemological erection, an ontological erection, and an epistemological ejaculation. Exactly. Exactly.
And with that, he bestowed upon us the unholy, unborn anti-Jesus.
Indeed. But yeah, it really feels like the world is going to shit really quickly.
Because the world is going to shit really quickly.
But the world has been going to shit really quickly for a long time. It feels like it's been speeding up.
Yeah,
well,
I mean, the world's been going to shit quickly. Now it's going to shit really quickly.
They found the accelerator.
Yeah.
Or rather,
yeah. I mean, AI is fucking with me to some extent, so that's not ideal. And I guess indirectly, it's kind of fucking with Rick, because
same thing.
So sucks.
No, but I mean, I'm honestly, I'm growing more and more into the camp that like AI is going to be what actually causes it.
I cannot wait for AI to take my job and for me to be made redundant at my place of employ.
Do you think that there will be UBI?
No, there will not be. No, I think, unfortunately, I the more I think about it, as much as I hate the concept of it, it's kind of like how I knew in the early days of his bid that Trump was going to win, as much as I hated that concept. The WEF is going to enact that Great Reset. Like, that is going to happen.
A friend of mine put $1,000 on Trump to be president when he first announced it, and the odds were like $150.
Wow.
And I was so mad. for two reasons I was mad. One, that it actually happened, and two, that he made an enormous amount of money. What I want to do is put money on Kanye being the president of the US within the next 20 years, because I think that'll happen.
I think he'll be dead within the next 20 years.
I think we'll all be dead.
The two are not mutually exclusive.
Because truly the world is a cube. Oh, God.
It's a Rubik's Cube, and they're just really close to solving it.
Well, Rick's world will tell you what happens when the world's a cube. Corners get blown off of it.
Maybe we've got tectonic plate theory all wrong, and the world is just a Rubik's Cube.
That would be fucking trippy.
I did honestly think about introducing the Rubik's Cube to Galil, but no. No.
I ran a background check on something today and was very disturbed.
And there's like mole people inside the cube that are cycling things that make it turn every age or whatever. You've got to go like full conspiracy theory on it.
Oh. When I was a kid, I used to ask my grandfather why we couldn't tunnel to the center of the earth and build a house underground. And he never really answered the question. Instead, he would always play a game with me called the Planet Game, where he was Planet A and I was Planet B, and we had to poke each other as hard as we could in the belly. Then I would inevitably hurt him, or he would inevitably hurt me, and the game would end, and the question would never be answered.
I went to university with a girl who went to a religious school, and she did like physics in her last year of study. And her physics essay for her last year of high school study in Australia in the year, I don't know, 2010 or whenever it was that she graduated from high school, was hell is real because the center of the earth is warm and therefore hell is exothermic. And I'm just sitting there going, okay, your parents paid 20 grand a year for that. And she was not a religious individual, but she was smart enough to play the game and did it in ironic, spiteful, and hilarious ways. I wish I still knew this person. They were awesome.
My ex-wife believed that the Earth is 6,000 years old.
But hello, how much is uni in Oz?
It depends on what course you do, whether you are an Australian citizen or not, whether or not you pay off your university as you're doing it, or whether you go into their student loan program, which is called HEX, which is interest-free, but it is subject to indexation every year.
Okay.
So for my degree, which was...
And you are a native Australian citizen?
Yep. Yeah. For my degree, which was Master of Visual Art and Design, or 5 years, I think I paid around 24 grand.
That's not fair.
That's excluding like textbooks and software and supplies and stuff that I needed for that.
Oh my god, 24 grand for 6 years.
5
years.
Yeah.
You pay 24 grand for a fucking semester in the States.
That's a cheap course. If you go and do something like engineering or mathematics or other bits and pieces, they are significantly more expensive. If you go to do medicine or something like that, you're probably looking at 120K for the degree.
Yeah, we don't have, in Quebec, we didn't have that differential pricing.
The other thing that happens in the Australian university system for Australian graduates is that the places are subsidized as well, depending on what the government deems to be required in various industries. So from year to year, some things will be subsidized, therefore the university course will be cheaper that year for that round of students. For example, if they don't have enough optometrists, they'll heavily subsidize optometry. If they need more dentists, then they'll heavily subsidize that.
I think that's actually a good way to do
it. Is
what the government ends up doing though is, if there's something that they don't like or that's too progressive, is they'll stop subsidizing that. So things like proper investigative journalism, because that inevitably leads to criticism of the government, is no longer subsidized.
Wonderful.
Therein lies the rub.
All of that sort of stuff. Various climate sciences are also not subsidized.
Of course.
But meanwhile, petrochemical engineering is heavily subsidized. So much so.
So you're telling me the lobbyism is exactly as much of a problem there as it is here?
Oh, absolutely. Except it's more insidious and less obvious.
More insidious? I doubt that.
Well, yeah, because it's more embedded. It's less.
It's systemically embedded, as opposed to someone coming along and saying, "I want to do this," and then here's a sack of money, and you can follow the money. Here, it's more along the lines of, "Hey, my brother, who knows this person who works in that company, who knows this other person who works in that company. let's collude and change these things in order for it to benefit all of us equally. So it's more like a cronyism as opposed to lobbyist comes in with a sack of
I would say our system
money.
is definitely all of the above. Have you
Yeah,
ever
but you
have
put a
you
lot
ever
of stuff in
seen
plain
House
sight.
of Cards?
Yeah.
Yeah, we do a lot of stupid stuff in plain sight, like with Trudeau, what was it, Trudeau and his son when they donated to that charity, but the charity was like,
Oh yeah.
it was like his son's charity, and it just all the money went to, it was like only like half the money donated actually really went to anything, or it was really messed. But yeah, it was just
But it was a
blatantly
full tax break. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, here though, university, my law degree costs like $3,000 a year or $2,800, and then my poli-sci sociology degree ended up costing $3,400. Then when I went to do my doctorate in the States, I got a scholarship, and it was $68,500 a year as opposed to $3,000.
Here's the fun thing about scholarships in Australia.
They're taxable.
If yes, they are, albeit at a lower rate. But also, if you're doing a scholarship or a PhD, doctorate level, that sort of thing, you are limited to the number of outside hours of work you can do. So you are basically indentured to the institution at which you are doing your research for.
Yeah, as a foreign student in the United States, I was as well. I could not work. I was not allowed to work. I was an indentured servant to the university.
Yeah,
100%. Which is insane. I had friends who were American and who couldn't work, but like who were working illegally at like coffee shops and stuff. Well, not illegally, just in violation of university terms.
Yeah.
They were like literally serving their own professors who didn't give a fuck. Yeah. It's a weird vibe.
If it's like not hurting, that's the way it just should be. If it's not hurting anyone, then it shouldn't really matter.
Exactly. But yeah,
if you're complaining that someone wants to work at a coffee shop, like that, it would just be like, you're telling me you're gonna fire this guy from a coffee shop. There's people not jumping to work at coffee shops.
No, I'm not actually working here. I'm volunteering my time and giving back to the local community.
Mm-hmm.
And spitting in your coffee.
You bastard!
Oh.
No, I wouldn't enhance your coffee, Rick.
Oh no, I was actually, from the point of view, I was just finishing your sentence. And spitting in your coffee, you bastard!
So, never mind. I probably should not talk about this on air. And actually, never mind. Just never mind.
You know what we can't talk about online, though?
My cat just scared the crap out of me by sneaking up on me because I've got noise-canceling headphones on while I'm talking to you, so I did not hear her coming. She just rubbed up against my leg, and I'm like, what the hell is that? And
are you still scared by your cat, though?
Well, I didn't expect her.
Okay.
So I was focused on our conversation. All of a sudden, there's something rubbing up against my leg unexpectedly.
You know,
like, what, is it a spider? Is it a deadly kangaroo?
Okay, maybe it's an Australian thing. Because a few minutes ago, my dog came up to me. I'm barefoot, laying on my basement floor, and she just started licking my toes. And like, she came out of nowhere, but I wasn't like surprised. I was just like, yeah, that's a dog licking my toes. So I was just like, it's bizarre to me.
Too.
Say what?
I said my dog likes to lick my feet too.
Yeah, it's weird, eh?
Yeah, my cat loves my shoes. Like last night when I got home, I'd probably walked, I don't know, 9 or 12 kilometers or something throughout the course of the evening while I was out. Took my shoes off, put them down on the rack, and the cat's instantly like, I'm treating this as a bed now.
Rogue likes to come down here at night in the basement if I'm upstairs, and she'll sleep in my dirt, like especially my dirty laundry. She'll like, if I don't put it in the basket, she'll just like fucking, just like make a nest somehow. It's really cute.
Yeah.
But like she'll like really work on her nest so that it's like super soft and comfy and probably smells of all kinds of weird shit. I mean, just the stuff that goes on a daily basis.
They just want to be near our stank.
Oh yeah, definitely.
It's their way of showing affection.
I mean, I can hear her now doing things she probably shouldn't be doing. What is she doing? She's trying to eat some kind of packaging. Well, it's fine. She won't actually eat it. She just rips it apart.
A friend of mine used to eat cheeseburgers without unwrapping them from the wax paper.
Ew.
Yeah.
What was his rationale?
He was hungry and he didn't have time to unwrap it. I didn't understand.
Don't give a fuck how hungry I am. I've always got time to unwrap the burger and the chicken sandwich and take the lid off of the chicken sandwich and put the burger on there and then put the chicken sandwich lid back on and smush it all down and eat it together.
Yeah.
Did you just call a burger bun a chicken sandwich lid?
No, I just called the whole burger a chicken sandwich lid.
But you also need to put your hot sauce on, right?
I mean, that depends on where the burger's coming from. It actually depends on whether or not they have hot sauce.
Yeah, what if they have like Frank's? That's like not hot sauce.
Frank's is like not hot sauce. It's just
not hot
vinegar
sauce.
with
It's buffalo sauce.
It's vinegar with like a pinch of cayenne powder in it.
Yeah, it's off-putting to me personally. I'm not a fan of it.
I mean, I'll enjoy it. I do enjoy Frank's
like,
Red Hot. It's not my go-to, but if it's what they got,
if-
I'll use it.
If there's no other option, it's the one.
I'll actually refuse Frank's, to be honest with you. Especially if it's at a breakfast.
That's how I am
joint
with
or like
Tabasco.
Huh?
That's how I am with Tabasco.
Oh,
Yeah.
I feel that way about Tabasco too. Yeah.
The worst thing is when they've got the whole thing of like, yeah, these are suicide wings, and it's like, what sauce do you use? Frank's. They're not suicide wings.
No, they're not even hot. They're
No.
I will quite literally have them for breakfast.
If it doesn't burn my ass on the way out, it's not spicy. Like, that's the criterion for me.
Yeah, before the rugby game I went to last night, I went to a Korean restaurant with my friend, and all they had was sweet chili sauce, and I was like, oh man, but you Koreans are good at spicy, why?
Oh, they are. Oh my god, you can get the bibimbap with the fucking, what is it called? Gochujang. Is it the gochujang that's really spicy?
It was a simple place, this place. It was just like ramen and like karaage style stuff and Korean fried chicken and that sort of thing.
Wow.
It wasn't.
That sounds good. Huh?
It wasn't the whole gourmet, as I like to call it.
What's really trendy here
Wow.
right now is Korean hot dogs on a stick.
Like pogos.
Yeah, dude, you have those too?
Yeah, I've seen it, but I haven't. I've actually wanted to try it because it's instead of it's like a potato. Is it a potato based?
Sweet potato.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah.
Yeah. And they're pretty good, man. Like, they drizzle them with, like, mayonnaise and hot sauce and all kinds of weird shit. And it's quite enjoyable.
I like my Vietnamese restaurants.
Oh, me too. I love food.
Yeah.
You know what they call a banh mi here in Australia?
Banh mi.
No. Worse. Much worse.
I don't know.
A dog roll.
My father-in-law was in the military, and he served a tour in Korea. Like, not combat. Well, theoretically, the North Koreans shot over the border once, so it counted as a combat tour. But it wasn't combat.
Get those technicalities for those danger monies.
Well, no, it was to get a specific badge, the combat infantryman badge, that you can only get if you're under fire, and technically they were under fire. Even if the bullet was shot out of nowhere, but
He claims to have eaten dog. I don't believe him, but he claims to have in Korea. And every time if for him the word bibimbap refers to dog meat, which I find very odd. And he likes to joke about eating dog, which disturbs us.
Yeah, that is kind of disturbing. I mean, I'm sure I probably have eaten something along those lines, whether dog or, something else, but, living in Okinawa for a year, street vendors and whatnot, like, I'm sure there's been something other than chicken served to me on a stick.
I mean, I had a pretty crazy biology teacher in high school who had a interesting, I don't know why the word plagiarism came to mind, but a hypothesis is the correct word, about supporting endangered species. Where he's like, if you want to support endangered species, just charge people to hunt them. Except make the charge for hunting them be greater than the ecological impact of killing that one animal. So if it was, I want to go eat tiger meat, then that'll be $200,000, thank you very much, and that'll support a breeding program for like 16 tigers or something. Or whatever. This was his theory. And he was a madman, this guy.
Sounds like it.
There was some modicum of truth in there, because you could then take that argument and just say, well, people keep chickens as pets. Lots of people eat chicken. I mean, is there anything inherently wrong with consuming dog meat?
No, it's just
like
how
for our health. It's just a matter of cultural
anthropomorphism. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, I still feel guilty that when I was in Say what?
I've had kangaroo. I've had llama.
Oh,
yeah, me too.
I've had alpaca. Alpaca's delicious.
Nice.
I've had reindeer, but the thing I feel guilty about having had, and I still feel guilty about it, is whale. I had whale in Norway, and it was fucking horrific. It just tasted so bad.
Oh,
Well, I
It was,
mean,
yeah.
we went to go see David Attenborough speak at something because my wife's
Wait.
obsessed.
I have a follow-up question on that one. Do you feel bad for the whale, or do you feel bad for your taste buds?
Oh no! I mean, I feel bad that I'm opposed to whale hunting in the first place, and I'm upset. I mean, all I had was like a cube of it, like a tiny little cube, but that I like somehow supported the whale hunting industry on a food tour by impulsively saying yes to a piece of whale when I'd previously told myself I would not order whale even if it was available. Because when we travel, we like to take like city tours, but like where they bring us to different restaurants to try like the local fare. And yeah, that's what that was. Like I have no issue with eating the salmon or any of that stuff. It's fucking, oh my god, that salmon was so good. The raw salmon they make right before Constitution Day in Norway, it's like pickled. Oh my god, I can like taste it right now.
God damn it, now you're making me hungry again, and I'm out of chocolate.
Man, I still have like enough beans upstairs to like fucking make like 8 burritos. And at less than $1 a burrito, like fucking good deal.
Send me a fucking burrito then, fucker.
You need to look into chickpeas by the same notion as well.
Well, I'm a big fan of chickpeas.
Yeah, they're very efficient as far as food is concerned.
But have you heard about these things called garbanzo beans?
They are chickpeas, Rick. They're exactly the same.
I know.
Tell me the difference between this picture and this picture.
They're the same picture.
I've never called them fucking garbanzo beans.
I've never really called them garbanzo beans other than as a
you
joke.
called them fucking garbanzo beans. You've called them garbanzo beans, just not fucking garbanzo beans in particular.
I've never fucked a can of garbanzo beans, I have to be honest with you.
Never fucked a 10. Never fucked a 10. I have fucked 5 2s in one night, and I think that ought to count for something.
And by that I mean I was driving this truck that I'd stolen in a residential area.
Allegedly.
In Canada.
And that's called a callback. And this comedy class is now not complete because you need to do more callbacks to complete the show. Your comedy special.
It is one of my, and I've said this many times on my previous streams, like I would genuinely be interested in attempting to pursue a career in stand-up comedy. I think I'd be average at it.
I think I'd be mediocre at best.
Average.
It's because I don't want to trip over my own hubris. That's why I'd say average.
I think I'm genuinely. I don't think I'm funny genuinely, unless as my wife puts it, I'm only funny when I'm not trying to be.
Organic. When if I had to get up in front of a crowd, or I feel like if I was going to be good at anything, I'd maybe be good at heckling, like where your jokes are just you making fun of the crowd, pretty much.
Yeah.
Observational humor.
Yeah.
Or crowd work, like Todd Barry does.
I'm good with reactions. I'm good with telling stories, but as far as like jokes, all my best jokes are stolen.
Mine would be stories with embellishments, but then there'd also be really bad one-liner jokes in there. Which I think I've subjected you all to before, but I think Prime will actually. Sorry, Kevin, you'll love this one. So there's a programmer, and he's standing on the edge of a building in the middle of the city, and he's contemplating jumping because he can't figure out all these bugs in his code, and he just wants to end it all. So there's a bystander who comes along and tells him, "Please, sir, step away from the ledge." So he does, but the bystander forgot to tell him which direction to step in, so he fell to his death. That is a me original joke.
That's a pretty good original joke. It's quite niche, but it's very good. My favorite joke is stolen, and is anyone here Catholic?
Not yet, but I might be by the time you finish telling the joke.
I mean, I was raised Catholic, so I feel free to say it.
To be a Karen. I can just stand
also,
flicks.
Is anyone here a pedophile? Because you might also be offended by this joke.
Me. Sorry.
I'm not answering. I'm calling the fifth. I'm pleading the fifth.
No, it goes kind of like, so the altar boy was talking to the priest and was telling him, Father, I'm tiring of mass. All this kneeling, standing, sitting, kneeling, standing, sitting. I don't know if I'm cut out to be an altar boy. Could you just please choose a position and fuck me already?
Boom! Wait.
Now you need the sirens.
Oh my god, that was an offensive joke.
As far as Australian standards go, that was not offensive.
That's the thing with me. Like, I know a lot of jokes I learned over the years, especially being in the trades. But yeah, a lot of them aren't.
Yeah, I mean, I do have my Marine Corps jokes, but this is, after all, on YouTube. So.
Well, do you want to hear the most offensive joke I've ever heard? And I'll tell it.
No, because this is my YouTube channel.
Oh, well, this joke is on YouTube. It's a Jimmy Carr joke. So, I don't know. Should it go on your YouTube channel if it's already on YouTube, or is that not a good thing?
I do like Jimmy Carr.
Yeah, me too.
I guess that's a vote for. Fuck it.
We talk every year about the tens of thousands of African people who die of AIDS, but I think it's absolutely horrific that we do not talk about the tens of millions of mosquitoes who die in Africa of AIDS every year.
That's great.
The silence.
There's a similar joke about You could. I can adapt it to Australia. It's how do you kill 100 flies at once? You slap an Australian with a barbecue in the face.
Oh, that's a good one. I love offensive jokes. Anthony Jeselnik is really good at the long form offensive jokes.
Well, there's the one.
I mean, there's offense, and then there's just pure shock.
Problems.
Yeah.
Do you know that one? How do you solve the world's two largest problems?
No, what is that one, okay?
Feed the homeless to the hungry.
Oh, just like ass to mouth, right?
And it's like, at its core, technically that would, but that's also a very
Dark.
savage way to solve those problems.
Well, I think the ideal way to go about it to minimize the mental health impact of it would be to take families and use RNG within the families, and then force the family members to eat their own family members. So they can't
roll 20-sided dice to see who you're eating, and then everyone do a endurance check or a stamina check to see if you avoid the
roll for initiative.
Just like a mad D&D. That would be hilarious. Out in survival, one guy just pulls out his bag of dice that he has on him when you crash on a plane crash. He's like, everything's going to be chosen by D&D dice.
Isn't that the end of a Futurama episode?
That might be.
It's they get stuck in they get stuck in like an empty void of a dimension, and Gary Gygax is there, and it's
oh my god, I love it. I love that episode.
And it's like, well, I guess we're stuck here for 20 million years. We should play D&D. He pulls out like a bag of dice, and I think Bender's like, put the dice away before I break your hands.
This should be a podcast, not a stream. My God, we would be getting rich. People would just listen to this in their cars on the way to work.
Well, how do we go about fucking streaming it to fucking Podcastville then?
You just record it and upload it as a podcast.
Oh, well, there you go. Let's fucking do it then.
You just rename it instead of Stream Replay Podcast. And then you put it on Spotify or iTunes or wherever the hell people get podcasts from. I get my podcasts. I only listen to like 2 podcasts, and they're both on YouTube.
Yeah, that's exactly like I basically like my podcasts are just YouTube videos.
Yeah,
I fall asleep to YouTube videos every night, and the last couple of days, since I'm on a RimWorld kick right now, has been people posting like 6 to 7 hour videos of their entire RimWorld runs on like the hardest level of difficulty. And I watched this, and earlier, Rick, when I first joined you, and Ben was here, I had started a RimWorld game, and I was like, okay, well there's this alert that there are these animals walking through the thing, and that their horns are very valuable, but if I kill them, they might get angry. Turns out that I attacked them, and when it first started, my polar bear that is my pet was dying, so I was administering aid to my polar bear because he had lost 60% of his blood. But then I sent one guy to attack the things, and they started attacking him. Then I sent another person to bail him out, and another one, and they kept like injuring my people till they needed to be rescued. And at the end of it, the polar bear was in perfect health, but all but one of my colonists were dead. So
perfect combat tactics.
I just went to go look at RimWorld because I've heard a lot about it, but I haven't seen a lot about it. But I'm just amused by the whole thing. Buy RimWorld with all expansions in a bundle. Buy this bundle to save 0% of all 4 items.
That's what it said for me too, but it's actually not 0% savings. It's like 140% savings.
140% savings? So you are getting a 40% rebate on spending nothing?
It's about 140 Australian dollars for the entire bundle. So I'll put that on my Steam wish list, and we'll see if that goes on sale.
Oh no! Here it's not that. Here it's like the base game is like $49.99, and the expansions are all $39.99. But if you get the all together and already own the game, they deduct the price of the game from the bundle, meaning that it's like $29.99 or $39.99 for all the expansions, as if you were paying for less than the price of one of them.
Not here in Australia. Hooray, regional pricing.
Yeah, seriously. That's crazy. 150 Australian dollars.
135.80 Australian. Yeah.
What is the threshold for expensive in Australia?
I think it's around $30. Like people will be like, "Yeah, come out and we'll have dinner. It'll be $30. Come out and have a couple of drinks. It'll be $30. Get a taxi home. It'll be $30. Get a taxi home. It'll be $35. It's kind of like, ugh."
Working. What did you say? But in Canada, that 30 would be 20, given that our money's worth more too.
Not really.
Yeah,
I think
probably about
Canadian
20.
to Australian is about the same.
No, we're worth about, compared to USD. I'm pretty sure we're worth about 10 to 15 cents.
$1.13 is $1 CAD.
Yeah, I think we have like 10 cents more normally than you guys.
So based on exchange rates, $26.46.
Well, I think 20 is our expensive threshold.
I mean, $20 is $20.
I mean, what does a beer cost over there?
A good beer or a bad beer?
You go into any pub and say, "Give me a beer on tap."
They're like not a fancy microbrew, just like like give me
like a Coors or like Budweiser or Blue or.
I have not done that in
domestic volume beer.
I've not done that in over a decade, but I would presume $4 to $5. Ricky, what would you say?
I think maybe more than that. I was gonna say maybe like 7, maybe more. Maybe like
try $14 here in Australia for 375 ml of beer.
I know your smokes are expensive over there too.
Yeah.
Smokes in Alberta are ridiculous, bro. They're up to $22 for a pack of 25.
That's funny. It's like $70 for a pack here. I don't.
$70 for a pack of fucking smokes. Jesus Christ.
Most of that is tax.
Well, of course, but Jesus fucking Christ! I thought New York was
justification is that is the cost to the healthcare system that smokers impose upon it. Therefore, that is what cigarettes cost.
Yeah, no, it makes sense. I'm with it, but just holy shit.
I'm not entirely with it because it's a poor tax.
It's not a poor tax.
It's a stupidity
tax.
Right, but the poor are more likely to smoke because they're less likely to be educated and more likely to have been exposed to maladaptive environments as children.
I'm sorry, but they have the exact same. Everybody fucking knows that smoking causes cancer.
Oh yeah, I know.
I mean, you should see the packaging of cigarettes in Australia.
Yeah, poor or not, like you can't ignore the fucking warnings on the packs.
This is what cigarette packets look like in Australia. I'll put it in the roundtable voice thing. This is just a small selection of the cigarette packs. Notice how the branding is the smallest thing.
Oh, the same exact. We have the same exact packs here, basically.
Yeah, where it shows like people that are sick on them, and
I mean, yeah, this is basically the same pack.
Yeah, you cannot plead ignorance with that.
The reserve smoke don't have those images on them.
Yeah, ours are cleaner, I'd say. Like we have sharper images. Better resolution.
I mean, that was just a low resolution thing that I.
Better resolution.
I mean, it's true. I have like a pack right here, and yeah, our resolution's definitely better.
But yeah, mine from the reserve, it's like $25 for a carton of 10 packs.
Yeah, dude, I want native smokes so bad. I can get them by mail order, but if the
Oh yeah, your guys. I just googled your guys ones. They look basically the same.
Yeah, but if you buy native cigarettes, that we're not supposed to buy, that we can illegally go to the reserve and get, some of them just have like the small American like white label, and some of them don't have any labels at all. And sometimes you just buy, sometimes you can just buy a bag of 200 cigarettes.
The bag ones though are floor sweepings.
Yeah, they're so bad.
You'll find like sticks in them, like stems. I remember someone gave me one time. I smoked one of them once, and it had like literally it looked like a weed stem from inside a nug of weed, like a thick stem. And I was like, I'm good. I'm good.
Those things taste like fucking ass. They're so bad. And I've never tasted.
These ones that I got from the reserve aren't too bad, but a lot of them are.
Yeah. How far is the reserve from you?
About 45 minutes.
Okay.
Here, 45 minutes, but
in Alberta, it's very different than in Quebec and. Like in Quebec and Ontario, if you're a Caucasian person or whatever race, you can just drive onto the reserve and buy smokes, right? They have like the roadside stands.
Yeah, and like
that just puzzles me. It's kind of like people selling flowers by the roadside, but here you go, have some cigarettes instead.
Cigarettes and cheap gas. Cigarettes and cheap gas.
And weed too, in some cases.
Yeah. There's the one by us has the mad cheap weed now also. So cigarettes, weed, and cheap gas.
And sometimes you can get booze too, but it's generally shitty. But here in I should say here in Australia, here in Alberta, white people or like non-indigenous people should not go on the reservation unless they've been brought by an indigenous person.
Oh yeah, same in the States.
There's similar stuff in Australia.
If you are not native, then unless you have business on the res, don't go on the res.
Right, but it's totally different. I mean, than Quebec, because I mean, I don't.
Ontario, it's pretty chill, but at the same time, I don't know. It's like full in. Like a lot of those shops are like the border of the res, right?
Oh yeah, you don't go into the middle of the res. No fucking way. No.
Electrical. When I did electrical, we had to go do an insurance call, and the house was like so old that we were doing work on. It had the old hammered nails, like the square nails.
Oh fuck.
And like the one neighbor was actually pretty nice. We started unloading the truck, and the one guy ran over from the house over. He's like, I'm letting you know, if you're the last guy bringing something in, even if you have to come back to the truck, he's like, close it and lock it every time. He's like, because by the time you go in the house and come out, they'll take everything. And that was a native on the reserve coming over, letting us know.
Fucking hell. I mean, they're often pretty bleak places, right?
Oh yeah.
Well, where I lived in Hamilton, there was a mall near me called Limeridge Mall, which it's close to like the highway, which brings you, or not really the highway, but the main road that would bring you to the reserves. It was probably like maybe 20-30 minutes from there, and they actually had to start putting sleeper cars in the parking lot because in the 90s there was like the big thing where the natives were stealing cars and then lighting them on fire on the reserve.
Yeah, I remember that shit. And in Quebec, there was actually the war at Kanawake, where we had to bring in the military because they wanted to build a golf course over their burial grounds, and then the natives shot at the police, and they said that like if the police come, we're just gonna kill them all. And they had natives from indigenous people from all over, including the U.S. I think they're even like probably from Australia, just from everywhere. They came to defend the res and the burial ground, and Ottawa deployed the military, and there was like a brief shootout at some point, but it was like a standoff that lasted for like 90 days or 120 days till like the developers backed off. It was fucking crazy.
These are some of the signs you see on Australian highways.
Oh, I've seen some of these before. How do I get to this chat when I'm supposed to do this?
So when you're clicking on the round table voice thing, there's a little chat bubble next to that.
Oh no, I know.
person.
I was there a second ago. It's just I somehow got out of there. Okay. Here we go. You have to. Oh yeah.
Yeah, see, I don't think we really have anything like that. The only thing we started to get with the reserves, like I said, like, I think you're just sort of freely allowed to go in on the edges. Like, yeah, you wouldn't go in deep to it. But with the increase of, like, sales smokes and that, they did start on some of the main roads putting, like, police cars to do, like, checks coming out of the reserve.
Yeah, and they can conquer your conquer.
Commandeer.
Yeah, yeah. But like we don't.
What is it? What is it called in
Compound.
America? The
Confiscate.
Impound.
No, the
Impound.
seizure something.
Oh, seize and seize your
No,
asset.
yeah, but it's asset forfeiture.
That's the one. Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, I just need to reply to someone.
But yeah, my mom knows a person that goes out there, so it's some other person that goes and gets our smokes for us. So if they get caught,
Oh,
it's
and-
the person.
They drive a shitty car and they charge you like $10 extra a carton, right?
No, not even that bad. Not even that bad. And because my mom's grabbing for both of us, like he just sort of charges like not per carton,
Mm-hmm.
and like he goes more or less per like travel, I guess. So because like, my
per trip, yeah.
so like because my mom's buying for me and her, and she's usually buying like a couple, like maybe like a month or two's worth all at once because they just go out every once in a while. It's usually not that bad. It's like maybe like an extra $10 on like 3 cartons or 4 cartons or whatever. You know what I mean?
Well, that's really not that bad, yeah.
This is one of the actual scary signs. Hang on, I'm just waiting for the image to load. So I couldn't read the thumbnail. Warning, remote areas ahead. The following precautions are advised. Carry adequate fuel, water, food, current road maps, 2 spare tires, 2 jacks, shovel, first aid kit, toolkit, and tow rope. Drink water at regular intervals to avoid dehydration. Travel at speeds appropriate to road conditions. Avoid night driving. Wildlife and and livestock will be active. In the event of breakdown, never leave your vehicle. Do not camp in waterways. Flash floods can occur without warning and without rainfall. Avoid wet weather driving. Roads can become dangerous and impassable. Keep friends or relatives informed of your outback travel itinerary.
Oh,
I want to go to that place. That's the place I want to go. That sounds like fun. There's no chance of dying. It's not fun.
I mean, that is how I feel about D&D.
There you go.
But just the whole thing of like carry 2 jacks.
Yeah, like, but the fact that they're telling you to carry the spare tires and jacks, but if you break down, don't get out of your car. Well, then why do I have the tires and jacks?
No, he said don't leave your car, not don't get out. Get out and fix your shit.
Okay.
Don't walk down the fucking road and leave it there.
Yeah. Don't leave the vicinity of being able to quickly hop back in the car in case something comes.
Another sign. Warning: no petrol, lead replacement, or unleaded, or diesel available for 815 kilometers.
Oof.
It's a lot of friggin' kilometers. Holy shit.
Another
Have you
one's
guys-
like aviation fuel is available, but that is not suitable for use in your vehicle.
We're just letting you know, but can't have it.
Other than Rookie, have you guys seen the one I just posted in chat?
The winds will blow you off the road.
Yeah. Do you have that in Australia?
No,
It looks
no,
like
we just have. It looks like a fucking Yeti. Like
Yeah.
I was gonna say it sort of looks like Trump.
It looks like a combination of Trump and Q.
this is what Australia has for that equivalent. We use English.
Yeah, that's what I see. Right, I see the
Yeah.
strong crosswinds, or
Yeah.
I see like where I'm a lot because we have the escarpment the cliffs and that, we have a lot of falling rocks. Like we had a couple years back, we had like it completely like cave in and block off the road, like shitload of like not an avalanche because it wasn't like crazy, but
Can none of you guess why we have that sign though instead of text?
Because people can't read.
But some people can't read some things, yeah, because our
Here's
country
the Australian equivalent of that.
Let's see. Discord.
the bottom right one, you think it's a squid or a jellyfish, but it's actually watch out for laying supermodels.
Watch out for Instagram influencers.
I'm pretty sure that one was watch out for Mars. That's ax.
No. That's for blue bottle jellyfish.
Well, why is he wearing a thong?
Why not?
We call them swimming trunks.
And they show your ass completely?
Maybe. I don't know. It looks more like a nappy that he's wearing.
I mean, I don't. Like,
in Australia, we put thongs on our feet.
Yeah, I know. So do we in Canada. We also wear thongs on our feet.
Hey?
But, I mean, if you do not have full coverage of the ass, it's either a tonga or a thong.
Board shorts.
Sorry, my wife came in to correct me. They're board shorts, not swimming trunks.
Oh, thank you. She's perfect. I wear board shorts as well. Okay. Give her my thanks, please, because I was like,
no. She was disgusted and left the
room. Yeah, I know it would be
Oh my god,
too...
it's 4:00.
I know it'd be a provocation, but I really want to call one of my streams Unkempt and Uncouth, the Prime Rogue Show. It would be such a good name. My god.
I've always wanted to open a public relations company called Facade Communications. Because it works on so many levels.
If anyone's still out there in the audience.
Or, to be even more obscure and dense with it, Palisade Communications, which is just like a fence.
And here in 9
That's hilarious.
hours and a little bit, we will have Louis on from Pixel Mini. And in the meanwhile, keep kicking ass because you're fucking awesome. Thank you again.
Louis is a genius. Don't hang up without the world knowing that Louis is a genius. Sorry.
Well, there you go. You said it. Now they know.